Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of the Sons of Bananas Foamcast. If you haven't seen episode 1, please check that out. If you're seeing this on twitch.tv/GrimReaperLP or twitch.tv/lone_wolf_ent, then you've already seen this live. But if you haven't, this will later go on YouTube. But if you're new to this, we sometimes play Farming Simulator 2019 while we do the podcast. So if you want to see it live and see what they're doing, what all farm boys are doing, go ahead. But if you're watching this on YouTube, then it'll probably be audio only. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into a nice topic here. But before actually I do that, never mind, I'm jumping the gun. Let's get a quick rundown of some hellos. Starting with Blake.
Why do you always have to start with me?
Is
Your
your
name starts with a B.
It's top of the Discord
top
list.
list?
Fine. Hi, I'm Blake.
Hi, I'm Abe.
Hi, I'm Grim.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wolf. Or Lone. Or Ann.
Hi, I'm Ray.
Hi, I'm too fresh for you.
And I'm Trace. Perfect introduction as always. We nail this every single time, and I don't think we'll ever get this right.
Nope.
So good.
Nope.
I'm going to
Okay.
make it my personal goal to have it never be good.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. I mean, I messed up the introduction a little bit, but whatever. We'll just jump into it. So, speaking about embarrassing doing a podcast and can't getting this right, let's think back to high school, when we're probably all extremely embarrassing no matter what. I don't think were any of us straight giga chads in high school. Like, on the football team, all the giga chads, on the football team, most famous prom king, straight acing things, being Mr. Perfect. I don't think any of us were that, right? Just double checking.
No, but I'm also probably one of the weirdos that my high school had a max of 100 kids. So,
Sorry. My graduating class was over 1,000.
yeah, there was 100 kids in my entire school.
I mean, my school was different too, but it was like a charter school, so I totally understand when it comes to small classes. I mean, my first private school only had like 15 people per class. So
I'm 10 people per class with 3 teachers per
Do you know
class.
what you can't do in a school that has only 15 people per class that I could do in a school with 30 or more?
there's a lot of things
I
you
could-
can do, right?
I could disappear.
Leave.
Mr. Invisible.
So going back to high school, is there any specific moment that you think is maybe not the most embarrassing, but pretty, story, good story for us, I probably said that the worst way possible, but
Well,
I could go
Blake
first.
might
if you
have
guys-
one or something. I don't know.
I have one where, like, late into my school years when I actually was driving to and from school, no longer had to catch the bus, all that sort of stuff. I managed to lock my pants in the car door and not be able to unlock it. This is in the days when you didn't have keyless entry and all that sort of stuff. Or it wasn't. So I was getting my school bag out of the back seat of the car, and where we parked our cars was basically along a road, and as I was grabbing my stuff, a car came past, got out of the way, shut the car door, went to walk away and realized that my shorts were actually jammed in the door. Couldn't reach
did
the
they-
door locks to actually unlock it.
Did you have to
I was
take them
stuck
off?
there for about 5 minutes waiting for someone to actually come and give me a hand.
It'd have been better if they'd have ripped her if you had to take them off.
I was going to interject. What kind of? At least you said shorts or pants?
Shorts.
Shorts.
What,
Australia,
what,
so it's
what,
probably
what kind
shorts.
of material?
Just like canvas cargo shorts.
Okay. I was gonna say, is it
Uh,
really tough stuff? Was it like athletic shorts so they can rip a little bit?
No. School uniforms. We basically had school uniforms. Like, we don't have a lot of the freedom that a lot of American schools have.
Oh, I wore uniforms. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
well, we did not have uniforms.
We didn't.
Well, I I mean,
It's also why I can't
private
talk and
total.
can't read and can't do math is because of that. Let's be honest.
That's the reason.
That's a. I haven't had that one happen. I've had the classic.
Did remind me
lock,
of one, but I want to hear Trace's first.
I mean, I have my classic locker stuff out of the call. I've had that one happen twice to me in high school, but
It's not that embarrassing. Nobody does that.
On that note as well, do any of you have the distinction of actually locking yourself out of a car while it's running?
Not
no.
while it's
No.
running.
Yes.
See, I'm very taken the fact I don't have a driver's license, so I don't own a car.
Okay. You laugh.
That's the best thing
you
about
gotta
new
remember-
cars is that it's really hard to lock yourself out of them. I'll just put that out there.
Remember, I'm from Indiana. We do good snow. You gotta leave your car running.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
I used to
good.
do it when I
So-
worked security.
I think I've got a worse one than Blake. Much
Oh,
worse because it was a large crowd of people.
Oh, go ahead.
So
Let's
my
start with this.
sister, I've got two older sisters. One is, God, 6 years older than me. So we never went to school together. My other sister's only 18 months ahead, right? Well, she was in this play, and we were both in high school. I think I was a freshman, and she was either a sophomore or junior. So I was there with my family. Parts of it, I don't know who. But we had, in our high school, we had what's called a common area. And it was like an open indoor courtyard where we would have lunch. They would set up tables for lunch. But when lunch wasn't going on, they'd fold up the tables and everybody would just sit there, right? There would be chairs, or you'd sit on the stairs, or it was like a pit. So during this play, they set up these chairs, the little plastic chairs with the metal legs that are like one piece. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So they had a bunch of them set up for this play going on the stage, and I was an idiot kid, so I was like, I'm gonna lean back in my chair. So I started leaning back in my chair and propping my feet up on the chair in front of me and getting comfortable on this play that was not very loud. And at the quietest, most intense part, the chair slid out from under me and I crashed down and took 3 other chairs with me.
Oh,
And it was the loudest noise I've ever heard in my life.
Did those other chairs have people in them, or they all?
No, they were all empty, so they made just as much noise as the other empty one.
Oh, good. I was gonna see if
So
you had a
I've
body
never
count.
had that many eyes on me at one time. Because I think the whole play stopped and everybody there stared at me too.
Oh no, that's even.
So I
worse.
just got up and did
Stop.
that thing where I'm like, I'm okay, sat down and tried to disappear in my own self.
nobody did the little soft clap, just a little.
No. I think they all were like, Jesus, look at this idiot. They could just, or your disbelief, I'm not sure.
And if only I was there.
Man, imagine all the kids on play like, oh man, we're not the most embarrassing thing anymore. That guy just fell out of his chair.
Yeah. Luckily, there wasn't a lot of my classmates there. That was the best part of it.
Oh, yeah, it's probably all like
Mostly people I'll probably never see again.
yeah, like teachers and parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone
Anybody
else
want to
got a
trump
good
that
one?
I mean, it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's a
really
good one.
embarrassing. The crowd was in the high school.
Oh,
That's not necessarily, yeah.
In
Wait, what?
high school. What?
that's totally opposite.
I mean,
That's kids having kids right there.
Now, if somebody walked in on you while you were doing it, like a.
almost.
I did have a teacher walk in on me and my girlfriend was dancing on my lap, but let's put it this way. I wasn't necessarily embarrassed by that one. She might have been. I was not.
You were just like, I don't know what she's doing. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah. I was just sitting there with my hands and going, I don't know. I do nothing.
I've never been that wild. I've had like a few girls like sit in my lap, and then I've had some that like I put my legs down and she put her leg on mine, like crosswise. But I've never had a private dance like Ray.
What was that song that came out? There was some song about your girl stripper or something. I can't remember. It was a
I'm in love with
popular
the stripper?
song in high school. Huh? Yeah.
I'm in love with the
Where
stripper.
she dancing, she grinding or whatever. That was the song I was playing on my phone, or not my phone. What the hell were we playing that on? We didn't have phones that
Yeah,
could play
the-
music.
MP3 player?
Yeah, it was it. We had a little speaker in him. Yeah, and there was other people there. It wasn't just me. She wasn't completely naked. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it was a
That's-
group dance.
She
right?
was. That was one of the craziest girls I ever dated. I'll tell you that secret. If you couldn't tell by this story.
I have maybe as okay. it's not like dancing, but like at a school dance. It was right when it was about like a month after I had my first girlfriend, first and only, to put it that way.
Hey,
But,
I had one of those.
So I'm not the greatest when it came to like doing stuff. Like again, it was my first girlfriend, only a month in. I had no idea what to do. So it was a Valentine's dance, and my parents told me it was a good idea to take her out somewhere. I was like, yeah, it's probably right. Like before the dance, go to like a little dinner. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I don't know how I got talked into this, but we went to dinner in like the dance not costumes, but like I was dressed up like in a suit and she had a dress on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think a high school boy about 16 thinks is a fancy place to take his goal?
Outback.
Garden?
Was that Blake?
Olive Garden?
Ding ding ding. Olive Garden.
Mhm. Yeah, that's about right.
So yeah, my parents drove me, cause it was 16. I don't know if I think I just was getting my permit or something. Like I wasn't allowed to drive yet. Because I was like 1 year behind because I just didn't want to drive. But we picked her up, and that was fine because this is like still a time where a lot of people having their parents chaperone them wasn't that bad. But when they dropped us off to Olive Garden, I just like immediately after like I walked in with her, I was like, yeah, this is not a good move. And just the whole entire time, I just had like an amount of like embarrassment and self like cringe. I don't want to use I don't like using cringe, but like when you did something embarrassing, you just feel like kind of like hot and sweaty, and you just like want to sink into like the seat. That's basically what the whole time was. Then after we left, it was fun, but I can never.
Did you not know that girl before?
No, I did. We've been dating for 1 month, but previously she was like a friend of mine.
I
For, like,
guess
a few
16
years.
years doing a blind date.
Well, no, it's just some people like that's the first time they go out with somebody is when they ask them on a date, like on a dance or something.
No. It was just I asked her beforehand. How I asked her, she was actually suspended from school when I asked her to go out with me.
Like those bad
Uh,
girls.
Because she spoiled the standardized test, like the essay part of it. She spoiled it by like telling it someone, and like the teachers found out, and that's just suspended for a week. So that was the rule. But yeah, it was back to the old days of Skype.
Oh,
Not
You call those
hilarious
old
one.
days?
the wonderful
Yeah.
Remember
business
AIM.
application.
Yeah, that's old for me. Like comparative to Discord, put it this way, Skype is still an ancient technology.
Oh, come on, AIM. Who has that?
AIM.
I had it.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's the most ancient, but
There was another one too.
Yeah, where you had like a
AIM,
number or
ICQ.
something. Yeah, that's it. I
ICQ.
cannot remember.
Yeah,
I
it was
cannot remember
ICQ.
ICQ number.
no, my story wasn't laughable. But if someone else has a good,
This is
quality one.
this is the point of the podcast where the old men chime in with their bullcrap.
Who had Yahoo Messenger?
Abe,
Yeah, well,
do you,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
talking before
Oh,
that.
yeah.
do you guys got anything story-wise?
I told you my story. You'll be surprised to know I don't get embarrassed easy.
Neither
I
do
know that's amazing
don't either.
with you, since you guys have dealt with me.
I got a story. So
Alright.
one time in middle school when we were just having lunch, just a random day, people were just, I don't think we were eating fast or maybe there was a special, but we decided to finish early. I think we were maybe leaving early or something stupid like that. But everyone was basically being hyper efficient and trying to like clean their trash or something and throw it away. And I was basically at the end of the table. So I was basically trying to throw everyone's trash away. Like the trash bin was like 2 or 3 tables away, and so I was just quickly throwing trash. Like I got up, threw some trash every now and then, sat back down. One of them was you know those fruit containers that just have fruit and liquid in them. Like it was basically unopened, and they just didn't want it. So they were just gonna throw it away. And so I got it, and I was just running to the trash can to throw it, and I missed, and I hit the rim of the trash can. I didn't even throw it that hard, but when I threw it, it literally exploded. It looked like a freaking water balloon went off, and I just splashed. the entirety of this table, and this one girl that was just on the table right next to it got completely soaked, and I just felt terrible. And the most awkward part about that was, like, when that went down, I literally like the entire cafeteria in that area went quiet, and then everyone else went quiet, and then I just walked away, walked to my table.
That's the
And
right
then
call.
one of the administrators came by and they looked me in the face and they told me to get in paper towels and clean it up while everyone was dead silent for no reason.
They
That
had a
was the
reason.
worst time.
That is pretty good.
That's because people feel awkward for you most of the time.
Yeah.
That's why people are
Mhm.
silent like that. Is they probably felt the awkwardness is like a disease that spreads. Embarrassment and awkwardness, they start to feel it too, unless they're some kind of weird animal creature,
That gets off
which
on
some
it.
people are. Like who?
I said that gets off on it.
Yeah, some people are. Bullies are like that. They get off on people's uncomfortableness.
Let's see.
Motherfucker, sorry.
I would have to say, I mean, I'm like Ray, I don't get embarrassed like that.
We can go over just more if you have any interesting stories. We can just.
Well, I mean, I got a lot.
Oh god, here we go.
Go ahead.
Some that are not safe for.
Oh,
Um,
no faithful
yeah.
podcast.
Back in his day.
Back in his day, when he used to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow.
They had a little scooter, and that was in middle school. Marching band. You
I
know,
had that.
our fancy little outfits that we always had. Did you guys have the little like overalls?
Like go over everything, yeah.
Yeah, that, and then you put your.
They're like
jacket
made
that
out of
only
freaking
comes up
wool.
below
Yeah.
your tits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like made out of wool.
Mm-hmm.
They're the hottest thing you've ever put on your body.
Oh yes, especially
Yeah.
if you got or wearing a helmet too.
With the little, did you have the little fuzzy things that went on your hat?
Yes and no,
What-
because I played the sousaphone one year.
What did you call those?
I mean pipe cleaners or whatever.
We called them chicken butts.
I can kind of see that. But during the show, this is when I was playing the sousaphone. Part of the march, we had actually throw the sousaphone off our shoulders and lay it on the ground, and then like take a knee. Yeah, well, you can already imagine what happened when I took a knee. All the way down to my ankle was the rip, all the way up to the crotch. I think I wore underwear during the march, and you
Yeah.
can't stop. I mean, this is a competition.
Yeah,
so you
there's
just-
a reason that we replaced our uniforms. We used to have some that were like from the 1970s old, and we replaced them because people kept having rips out there on the field just like you did. Because it was like they were just similar type of uniform, but they just didn't rip. You can imagine. Yeah, and in a competition, you just keep going.
Let's see, stage. I did stage. I was stage manager for 3 of the 4 years. One of the shows that we did was Little Shop of Horrors, and I ran the curtains too.
I ran stage manager as well.
So I ran the flies, which is what they call the curtains. Well, the second half of the show, I was the big plant, actually the puppet here. And the second half, yeah, it's actually that's when the girl gets eaten, or fed to the plant.
See more.
Yep.
Well, feed me, see.
Well, you gotta. Oh, Spike there. Sorry. You had to. She went in feet first too, so she's in dress. So basically, I'm grabbing her legs and pulling through. Well, during rehearsal, her foot went right in the balls. That's when I knew I could take a ball hit.
Yeah, getting hit in the nuts was never fun. And it seemed to happen more when I was in high school than any other time in my life.
I
is
just
true.
like
I
when he said it after he told the story. He's like, yeah, that's how I knew I could take a ball hit. Like, that just like made me think
That
like
was
he
the
now
icing
has
on the
like
cake.
now he makes me think he has a specific thing where he likes to get hit in the balls now.
No, I
Or
don't
it was like a
to get hit in the balls.
superpower where he can just get hit and be like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
That's
just like
called
Remember, I was the bouncer at a strip club.
What, a
I've been
fetish?
tested.
It's a good disclaimer.
Boy, we're the most sympathetic group you could have told that to.
I mean, he shared it with us. He's like wearing it like a badge of honor.
Like, remember what he said about not being embarrassed? Why the hell? What the hell? Sorry. I have a truck that's just spinning. Its claws just spinning in circles.
See that?
I've had a couple spikes, but that's about it. Let's see. I mean, that wasn't high school, of course, because I was about
Yeah. Well,
do I want to tell more? No.
I'm trying to think of one.
There's some stories that should just remain in your head. I've got some horrible things, but I
have
will
a college
never discuss.
one. I think it's not embarrassing, but it's like a how good I am about my patience. If you guys want me to tell that one.
You're the timekeeper.
I'm just saying, if anyone has any other stories, I don't want to hog the mic.
I have one. It's not embarrassing, but it's kind of like weird. Now I'm a 6'6" guy. Well, back in
brag about it.
I think it was what was it? I think it was middle school. I was in a play, Wizard of Oz. I was a munchkin. That's how short I was.
That's not where I thought that story was going.
Nope, that's where that story was going. It's not.
I hit my growth spurt in 7th grade.
I've basically been the same height since probably junior high, honestly.
Oh, I'm a little guy.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm only 5'11". Yeah, but go ahead too.
That was all.
Oh, I have a question for Lone.
Yes.
As a stage manager, did you find that you did all the work that the director did and got none of the credit? And then some? Like our director sat in the audience, and I had to be back there telling these idiot high school kids that couldn't remember what their birthday was, what their line was supposed to be?
No, because we, I mean, she moved around. We had to cut 2 of them because one quit and another one came in, which she even saw me at a gas station. She's like, "Come back, I need you. Run the flies."
Yeah, but for me, stage manager is basically director with less credit.
Well, we had a guy that basically, ran the stage, and then, actually a teacher, not a teacher, but it was his role.
My teacher was the director, and he was like, "I'm just going to go sit in the audience." I'm like, "Well, fine."
And then we actually had there was a class, they actually where they taught acting in high school. Didn't understand that one, but she was the one, that was over the kids. Why we built and all that, like the stage.
So do you guys, here's a follow-on question if Trace is okay with it. Do you have a teacher, high school, college, wherever, elementary, I don't care, that you remember that made a difference? Like that you felt impacted you specifically? Okay. I don't care about anybody else.
Let me think about that. Because I have a few, but I'll try to pick
I couldn't
beat most.
For me, there was a teacher. I'll go first since I started this.
Sure.
It was a high school. I had a couple actually. I had. I hate math. I've always hated math. But I had a high school, a junior high math teacher, Miss Gill, that stayed behind with me and helped me out, and also scared the shit out of me one time when I had hiccups. So she walked by. She was walking around. It was real quiet, and I kept hiccuping. And she slammed a freaking workbook down right on my desk, and I jumped out of my skin and stopped hiccuping. And then I had a science teacher, because, not liking math. I love science now. Hated it in high school. She was really good, and then I was in her club, Junior Civitan, so I ended up spending a lot of time after school and going on trips with them, and I was part of the board, and we did all kinds of stuff. So I spent a lot of time with her, Miss Velarde, and she was a trip because we used to work a haunted hayride in that club, and that meant, you talk about band, I would leave a football game at 10, 11 o'clock at night, go get in my car, drive to this hayride, ride the hayride till our scene, jump off of the hayride, and probably scare the shit out of the people on the hayride going, "What the hell did that man just jump off for?" Then start working the scene till about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And that would be the time when you drive home and don't know how you got home. But her husband used to sit back there and smoke the biggest freaking cigars behind the scenes. and I just remember her and them and that whole thing. And she made a big difference as far as like she seemed to actually care for her students, which in a public school is not that common. I don't know how it is in private. Those are my two. I had two.
Private school teachers were pretty good. Like the one I went to
Not
was
always.
I am saying from my experience personally.
I'll say this: one teacher I remember is for the exact opposite reason. I wanted to kill her.
Don't say that. This is being recorded and broadcast on the internet.
I know.
yeah, it's a little. That's a little.
No,
yeah.
no.
They will use this against you in a court of law.
You wanted to pat her on the head very
Your legal
hard.
counsel, I would tell you not to use those
In-game.
words.
I'll put it this way: I already said that to her, and I was suspended for the rest of the year, and I was so happy because I never had to see her again.
I had a teacher like that too that hated me because of what my sisters did. That's the fun of having two older siblings go before you.
But basically, the reason I hated this teacher was she had a habit of telling you something, telling the whole class something. Like the best example I can remember was we went to the computer lab to do something. She said, "We'll be coming here all week, so you don't need to rush to finish it." She then said at the end of class, anyone who didn't finish it today fails the assignment. No one finished, and she would do that all the time.
Wouldn't like the the higher ups would know that like she has like failing people on multiple things?
Oh yes, but everyone was terrified of her. She was quite freaky teacher. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
She had dirt on somebody.
It seemed like it because no matter what, she could pretty much do anything, and no one liked her, except for one of my friends. And I'm like, how did you like her? Like, he said that without her, he wouldn't have completed school. I'm like, you do realize everyone else hates her, right?
I know how that.
Okay,
There goes
stop.
recorder.
back up through these
I
messages.
saw it. Send me a message real quick.
This is probably going to be a good time for me to actually leave.
All right.
Hope you
Best
enjoyed
part
the
about me saying
donuts.
what I did say.
driving trains around.
Yep.
That's part about how I said I wanted to kill her. I'm not saying her name. I refuse to say her name. So that
Yeah, I will. I'm not gonna say my teachers' names, but
I'll say
I'm
mine.
saying.
Now recording.
I'm saying still, it's probably a good idea not to get like that in detail.
Well, the ones I'll hate, I'll never say her name. I won't say her name because I don't want to give her credit. But the ones that did good, I'll give them credit.
yeah.
It's back.
Okay.
Hey Ray.
Countdown to again.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and we're back. Does anyone else have a good teacher? I have a few that I can share if you guys want to think about it a little bit.
I do have a few. Auto body teacher. Really good guy. He even offered me to come work at his own shop at his house. He only offered 2 others before that, or no, 1 other, and then the third one was after, which I actually found out when he came in the bar.
Pretty good.
And then stage teacher was amazing. He was really good. He was actually next cop too, so he was a really nice guy. Always getting me out of class to go to, if there was any assembly or anything that needed the ropes ran, that was me. Anybody else?
I have a few interesting ones. You said specifically what all teachers that helped you specifically, and that's like a rough question because I feel like I didn't have anyone that was like I didn't have a good teacher that was like a best of buds with, like they were like my favorite go-to teacher that I could joke about stuff with. I had few teachers that were just like cool teachers that helped me. I had one when I just transferred to a charter school. I was a math grade ahead technically, but like everything else was still like on my level. So I never had a full class with her, but because I had to sit in the whole classroom and do my assignments for another like from a grade ahead. She remembered my name and would talk to me a lot. And throughout my entirety of high school, anytime she would see me in the hallway, she would always would say, "Hey, how's it going?" And always would like strike up conversation and be like very friendly with me. And that's something I think I'll always remember. Is even though I had like maybe like 3 months of like ever even being in a class with her, she was like throughout high school would always talk to me. I thought that was really cool.
All it takes to be a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Be to
Even though
serve like humans.
she never really taught me anything. Like she like would help me with like a few things until I got transferred to the actual class. She never really helped me teach anything. She more or less, if I had questions, she would help me. But like she never, because she was teaching the rest of the class though stuff. But maybe I'd say the most one I remember the most, maybe had a pretty good impact, was my he was actually the teacher that I transferred to for math, but he was also the main science teacher. Because how the charter school was taught was like certain grades and certain like say like 10th, ninth, and 8th grade math or something would be taught by like one teacher, right, or something like that. Or they would teach like two like grade levels and something like that, because those like each grade had like 3 classes that would like swap around. So like in total they'd have like 6 different lectures a day or something like that. But he did like the upper math, like he did like science for every single year. He did like something insane. Like I had like at least 8 different courses or something with him overall, and he was like a really good teacher. And the whole entire time he was teaching us, he was also getting his doctorate. So he was just extremely dedicated and like just would help us, would do everything, would joke around. He was just really personable. And then after I graduated and I started going into college when I was still at high school age and doing all that, until I graduated, did I find out that he finished his doctorate and he is the head of the program that I went to, but at a different school. So he's like the second one. So now he's the head of it. And I think that's really cool, and I think he's doing really well over there. I have him added on Facebook, but I haven't really talked to him that much out of that. But I know he's probably doing really well over there, and is probably making a lot of impact on a lot of kids by being the head over there. But then again, I don't have any proof on that, but I think he's doing a really good job. Especially since he helped me like as a teacher. I'm sure he's doing good as a principal. Anyone else?
I can say one of an actually good teacher I had.
That'd be nice to have it uplifting instead of
Yeah. It was a teacher that, you know how in schools, like, you couldn't do certain things on computers and all that?
Mhm.
He so much didn't care for that, he actually told us how to get around them.
was he the computer teacher?
No, he was he was my homeroom teacher.
What did he teach normally?
It was history, science, and there was one more thing.
Well, see, I have a love for history, and it was a teacher that got me hooked on loving the read about history and watch shows about history. But it was funny, is because he's not a. It was when I was very young. I was in elementary. My parents were actually. My mom was friends with his. He worked with his wife, so our families kind of like started hanging out together. And he was like Trace's, where he eventually got his doctorate and became a principal.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the coolest dude. You know what a skullet is?
A skullet?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, no.
When you're bald on top of your head and you have long hair.
Huh.
So he had one of those,
I'm looking
but he just didn't give a crap. His wife had super long gray hair and used to take us crabbing in Mississippi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You know how like you never lose the hair around. Trust me, as a bald person,
Yes, yeah,
you never
yeah.
lose the hair around the sides of your head, just the top. So, but he had one of those, and he was like, I think he still had it. Last time I checked, it's been years since we've talked to him. Even as a principal, he still had a skull. He made it all the way that far with a skullet. That's impressive to me alone. But he was just really good and really funny, and just that whole family made a huge difference. I remember Mom got drunk there on box wine and ripped a shelf off a wall. That's a different story.
I had one not good teacher who in third grade told me that I smelled bad and told me that I had to wear deodorant. But it was like it was like not in a good way of being like, hey, like let me talk to you about puberty. She was like, hey, you smell. Go take deodorant and stuff. And I told my dad about that, and he like laid it into him. I was like, yeah, you need to handle that better. Like you need to like tell us, and we can like tell him to like what about deodorant and stuff like that. But you shouldn't like make him feel bad because if he's smelling. Because it was because we'd have like we had PE like second grade, not second grade, second period, and then you'd be sweaty after that. And my school didn't have showers, so you'd just have to just
Sweat it out.
deal with it. Yeah, you
Did
would
you did you change clothes or anything?
nope.
Yeah.
There was no time for that, no showers, no changing clothes, nothing. You just had to go about your day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was private
was
school.
normal in my school.
Mm-hmm.
There was never showers in my school. No.
We had showers, but we rarely used them for PE. But we did have. That was the only uniform we had. Was PE.
When I went from, okay, I had a uniform from that private school, then I went to the Choto school. We swapped out of all uniforms to gym clothes. That was fine, and we swapped back after all. But then when I went to another Choto school, we had uniforms, but we didn't swap again.
Yeah,
so
so
only one of my schools had swapped, but then again we didn't shower because we were using a YMCA for like the old gym. So we didn't shower though. We just like went all of like 30 boys just crammed into a tiny like men's bathroom and would take turns all going into like the two stalls and changing. All the few of us that would just do it in the open.
I had a football coach by me. Well, first off, I mean, we all should know. You know what jock itch is?
Yeah.
I mean, not in specific detail, but I'm sure I get the
Basically a fungal infection, isn't it?
No, it's when your legs and your balls sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought
And
it
you-
was due
and
to
you-
like a fungal infection or something like that.
Well, no, it's when your
That's-
legs rub together.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
So I had a football coach actually buy me Gold Bond for it because he could tell because of the way I was walking. This was during football camp.
That's nice of him. See, that's how I wish like my teacher would have done it and have been like, hey, like should have been like, here's what deodorant is, and brought something in and be like, hey, ask your parents about this. They know what you mean or something. But I didn't. My teacher didn't handle it that way. She just like straight out in the open just told me that I stunk. And then since then, I've been very body conscious about my smells. So that's fun. I love it when teachers.
Right now, or you still go?
Oh,
That I'm in love with a stripper is still stuck in my head from a long time ago. This whole
Any-
time.
Does anyone else have any good positive teachers? Abe?
Funny moment I had when I was in 8th grade. There was we were doing algebra 2, and the teacher was pretty cool. The building wasn't exactly the best optimal because we were in a trailer for that class, unfortunately. But
Did you go to school in the South?
no, I'm in Maryland.
I'm
But
just joking.
yeah, but the thing about the thing that made like that I remember is that there was a one lesson where we were learning about. Do you guys know the FOIL method? Like,
Yes.
yeah. So I forget it right now, but I can't think of it right now because I'm doing stuff. But apparently, she one time said something funny. It's like, "What's this four-letter word that starts with F that everyone should know about?" And one student literally took that joke where you think it would go. And it was just the best thing because everyone's laughed for like a good 10 minutes.
Did she
with
laugh?
that. Yes, she did. She was
Okay.
completely okay with knowing what the error that she had just made.
She's
And
like, oh
that
god,
was
don't
just
ever
the
do that again.
in-class joke for the remainder of the year. We did that in like second quarter or whatever it was called. and that basically opened me up a lot for high school because I was really antisocial and had no idea what I was doing.
By the
But
way, Abe, the FOIL method is first, outer, inner, last.
yeah, for parentheses, it
Yep.
took me a while to remember that because I'm playing Hearthstone right now. But yeah, that's
I'm
the that was a in school in class joke that we basically had, and it was really nice because I actually started laughing with people, and I felt like I was really enjoying the remainder of my year because I really didn't uh know how to speak with people too well. Let's say like I didn't know how to. Oh, when I was younger, I didn't know how to. Like I didn't have the social groups when I was in that age range, and when I went to high school, that I was really able to talk to more people.
Oh, I totally
So like
understand.
this one little in class joke basically helped me tremendously.
You guys will never believe this, but I can talk a ear off of a tree.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in, Abe, but I totally understand with not speaking for my I think it was my second half of 8th grade. That's when I transferred to my second charter school. I maybe said maybe under 20 words a day while at school, just to anyone at all. Even to what I consider my friends. It wasn't until 9th grade where I kind of had a different friend group at the time, where I actually like spoke. It was actually insane. Like people probably thought I was like either the most like huge big brain person, that I was just like not like speaking to people because I was like thinking of things, or I was like stunted. But yeah, it turned out pretty well, as I was. I don't want to like be like, oh, how high and mighty I am, but like I was like top like top 10 student of the
When
school.
you're young, you just really don't have much to talk
When you
about
say
unless you.
top 10, you mean like academically?
Yes,
Okay, because that
top
was
10,
like that made it seem like
top 10 like hierarchy, like
I'm the boss.
no. I was more. I don't know. It was really weird because I felt like it was one of those things where like people didn't really talk to me, but also I think a lot of people respected me off of academics slash
Did they
like
come up and kiss your ring?
no.
King Tress.
No, actually, okay, it reminded me of a very funny time when one of my history teachers, she thought it would be interesting to segment the class into like 3 distinct groups, like segregation style, which is
Segregation stuff.
big no. So though the A's, the B's, and the C's,
Well,
the
that's
A's were
real
like the
good for those
top
poor
like
students.
10, 15 people of the grade. The B's were like the common people. Well, like it was just like 90% of like the students or whatever.
Fuck them.
Then the C's were like people that were failing, that were like completely like awful, and they always had to like see her for stuff. And she started a like civil war between the students because she made the
And he goes.
Oh my god.
well.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Hi, cool. Thank you, internet. Sorry, what was the last part I was saying?
Civil
Don't-
war between students.
Oh, okay, thank you. She thought it was a good idea to let the A students design tests for her to help the other students and give them questions that we thought will fail for them. And understandably, the B students thought that meant that the A students were going to give the B students like really tough questions and like just make their lives awful. And it led to a Facebook, like within like 1 or 2 days of this happening, a huge Facebook meltdown. Within like the next day, the teacher was like called in by the principal and had to stop the whole thing because the A students were also going to be graded on like an average of how well the B students did plus like 10 or something. It was like a really weird like power dynamic of like the A students would make the test with the B's, and the B students, whatever the grades were, plus like a certain amount is what all the A students would get. So they would always be above the B's on technically.
I
It's
would tell
really,
you
really
right
fucked.
now, if I was a C student, I would hate my life and not be able to get out of being a C student for being grouped together
Well,
like that
okay,
and being called out.
The C students will like, like those like okay, those like 5 or 7 people that will. I don't even know how they got into the program. I'll be completely honest. I don't want to be mean to them.
So
Obviously,
it's
not gonna be
worth it to
Money.
regulate them to
no,
second-class citizens for that? I mean,
No.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I disagree with the whole system. I think it was incredibly dumb. No, what I'm saying is the C students will actually like you could tell that they like those specific people were ones that like failed within like a year. Like they like anyone in C was already like gonna be gone. Like they won't go to the end of the program.
Jesus Christ, fucking
But,
class
like-
system is what it sounds like.
But like how they will like labeled out like that, yeah, I'd completely disagree. But like if you had to poll like the kids in my class and be like, yeah, which people you think are gonna fail, it was unanimous. Like everyone just knew. But everyone was still good friends with them. It was just like you knew these people weren't gonna be there for long. But that was an insane time because that led to
God, I hope she got fucking fired.
she didn't actually.
God damn, she should be fucking rich.
There are reasons why you can get a gist of. But yeah, it was weird. And then also she was going through her playlist, the Apple Store, like through Apple Music, whatever. And while it was being streamed to the like, we had like a little what is it called, a projector, like projector to the screen of class. And what was the song by Jay-Z? Explicit in Paris. Yeah, that was on the playlist. And it was just on the screen for like a good little bit. If you know what the song I'm trying to say.
I think I do.
Too bad we can't play it. Some of us.
I could probably play it. You want me to play it for you?
No. For multiple reasons why this
what-
Jay-Z and Kanye West song from 2001 should not be played.
What album was that on? Do you remember?
I mean, I could just send you a link to it.
Well, because Blueprint, Jay-Z's Blueprint is one of my favorites. I used to have
It's the In Paris song. You should know what it is.
I
if you-
probably would if I heard it, and I
if
have
you're-
an idea from what you're saying that I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But probably it's been a while since I've listened to Jay-Z.
I'll send you a link. Don't you worry. But is it Grim? Do you have a good teacher in mind? Or you the last one to see?
All my teachers hated me.
Can't imagine.
Goes with the class clown.
Yes, and I just never did my
Did you
work.
go to school in Texas? Is that how all Texas teachers are?
Yeah.
Okay.
But back to
Thought I'd
the
check.
PE one, I know here, elementary, we would just wear our normal clothes. It's still uniform. But intermediate and high school, we actually had a PE uniform. And we changed and showered and all that. But then I got into cross country, and I have to have that PE uniform. And we had actual
Yeah, the best thing
cross-country
about high school and being in a band was I didn't have to do PE. Because marching band qualified.
There you go, Rex, and the song and
That would have been nice, but it was
It's
still
cool.
good. Ray, did you guys have a pool?
Fuck no. We live in
Cool.
rural Alabama.
yeah, pool. What?
Our old junior high, which was our high school way back in the day, had a pool underneath it that caused the gym floor to warp and be weird. Because the damn high school was built in like 1912. We used to find dead rats in the toilet in the junior high.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
awful.
They eventually closed that school down. They were like, "This can't be a school anymore. It's got to go."
Well, yeah, let's I think it's about time we move on to a little something. I think we've reminisced about high school enough for today. But something we reminisce a lot about is games. And speaking of games, what are some games that you've bought but never really played? You know, the ones that just sit in your Steam list, or maybe you bought like the CD and you just, for some reason, just keep the CD, or you know, just somewhere in the house. Haven't played the game.
Well,
Damn it.
Fuck this spot.
Just keep going. I'm pulling it off my stream.
Okay. Yeah. What are some games that you guys got and kind of regret getting? Anyone want to start? 2, perhaps?
I have too many. I'll put it this way: if I find a game that I want, and then it's on sale, but it's only on sale in a bundle, and I'll never play any of the other games, I buy the bundle. So
Do you have any game in particular that you really remember?
Oh. No, but I know I have a whole section in my Steam library that is quite literally titled, "Why the hell do I own these?" Because I always forget why I own them. I've never installed them, probably never will, and there's probably over 100 games in that category. If I could, I probably would want to return them all, because I don't want them. I am totally not trying to open my Steam library to see what they are at this very minute. I'm totally not doing that.
I don't have a. Somebody said thank you something earlier.
What?
Somebody said, and now Atlanta. I
What?
can't. Somebody said thank you. I think Trace was talking about something. He said thank you. Oh, he said thank you, internet.
Yeah, thank you, internet. Yeah.
And Lone, you want to take a guess what song is stuck in my head now?
Thank you or
Thank you
Thanks
for
for all the
being my
fish.
friend.
Nope. Alanis Morissette.
so long.
Lone probably knows which one I'm talking about.
I'm scanning.
She says thank you a lot in it. You'll figure it out, and it'll be stuck in your head too. That's the only reason I wanted to share that, so somebody else can suffer. I have music. That's one problem. Here's a weird thing. Diversion. Why 2 looks at his library. Does anybody else have like? First off, you guys play enough with me know that I hum all the time. I like music is something that's constant for me. I always have a song stuck in my head. I always like listening to music, any music, just about, from Jay-Z to Slipknot to anything, jazz, classical. It's just like I can't get enough, and I don't know if there's something weird. And I'm.
Hey, when I'm driving my car, I'm singing at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, I do that too.
Hell yeah.
Or like in your house, you're like cooking and listening to music. It's just yelling, and you're like, my dog looks at me like, "What's wrong with you?"
So I found one that I'm
I can't
now
sing.
annoyed at. Because apparently I bought it twice, one on Steam and one on Epic.
Oh, you sure you bought it on Epic, or was it one of the free ones?
Because I remember I bought the special edition of it on Epic.
Because that's the only place I have unplayed games is Epic. Because I always get the free one, and it just sits there, and I never do anything with it.
I
Like
have
Mud
2
Runner?
versions of Outer Wilds, or Outer Worlds.
You say you have 2?
Yes, on Steam and on Epic. I did not know I bought it on Steam until just now.
Wow.
There's your first problem with having multiple game launchers.
Uh-huh.
Some of these games you have to have multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm just saying is that people are like, why are you complaining about multiple game launchers? Because I'm going to buy something twice and be very mad about it.
Yeah, especially since the one I bought twice was $90.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
So,
Excuse
you
me,
know.
sir, can I talk to you about a gift to my charity called Ray's Charity? For Ray?
Hey, if I could send you this
Games
game, I
for
would.
Ray.
But I don't think I can send you a game out of my library. Now I'm
Can
annoyed
you
at
do that?
myself.
I don't
No,
think so, because then one person in a group could buy a game for everybody.
There is family sharing, but you
Yeah.
have to have
It's like
like family account.
Oh, you'd have to buy the code when you initially bought it, and then you send the code.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever whenever he gets the game, it's attached to his account, so he can't.
So what you should do from now on to avoid this is just get the code, and then if you don't play it, just send the code to somebody. Just random somebody. Doesn't even have to be anybody here. Just send it to somebody.
Yeah.
I got you this.
'Cause I'm quite annoyed at that. I'm very annoyed at that, actually.
Been a couple games
What?
I've bought.
I have one game that I've bought and have never played, really, and I think that's Overwatch.
Oh, yeah,
The last
Oh,
game,
don't you
I
get me
own it,
started on
never played.
Overwatch.
I've
the
never-
last game that I bought and I hadn't played in the longest time was actually Rainbow Six, and I actually started playing. So Overwatch is actually the only game I haven't played, and I have, and it's just in the launcher.
Mine would have to be Rainbow Six. Oh,
Wow. I don't know if I need to take that as a personal attack or what.
I tried to return PUBG after we played it that one time.
Well, I didn't
Like,
buy
this
it.
game sucks, and then Rainbow Six was a similar thing for me, just not my style. And I was like,
okay. I guess
hate
I
this.
do have PUBG. I've only played like one night of it.
Have
I
you
got-
tried again, Lum?
Zombies mod?
For
Since
me,
that one day?
No, I haven't.
PUBG, I was playing with Grion and Goot, but it's not my kind of.
I would say from what I've played of that, I actually prefer the Call of Duty one.
Yeah, that was good.
The
Call of
mobile
Duty was really
PUBG
good.
is actually being kept really well. It's just the other ones, they're not too well.
I haven't played.
I'm literally looking at that file that has games that say the hell do I own this? It has 282 games in there.
Mm.
So yeah,
Just one game for me is Atlas.
I've heard
The
of it.
shipbuilding game from Mark.
It's like it's from
What the heck did you just send?
Don't ask that question.
Mm. Ray, I don't think I want your
Yeah.
your virus.
Yeah.
It's not a virus.
You virus.
It's,
odd looking what did I say?
Virus.
bye-bye.
What's a good one I can say that I started but never will play ever again?
Unrailed.
Yes.
Oh, that was
Super for me.
fun.
Well,
That was
I never
fun.
started one.
Okay, well
What was
again,
Unrailed?
this is the topic is games that you've never played. But that's a game we've played.
Okay, then there's a bunch of games I've never played that
Did you guys play Unreal?
Yes. That's it, yeah.
I couldn't even stand to watch Good and them. Anytime
Yeah,
they would play it,
that game is
it
not
was
interesting at all.
I bet
so
that's Blake's
boring.
kind of game.
And I feel like playing it, I would be almost equally as bored.
I'm sad I said that when he wasn't here.
I feel like that's torture if we play any
It's a what
train
kind of game?
with
Who'd
him.
you say? Blake?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's I'm sad Blake missed the joke of making fun of him. His
I'm
career
sad.
path.
I'm sad he's missed us making fun of him. Yeah.
So here's a game that I have, and I want to play, but it's not fun by myself. Scrap Mechanic.
Mm. I know it.
I've literally played it for 93 minutes. Apparently, I don't remember playing that long. But I
Is
no
that
fun
game
by it.
fully released yet?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought. Then they added like actual story to
Yes.
stuff.
Or shoot, I don't know if some of y'all ever did it, but the game War of Rights that they thought was Holdfast, they told us.
Yeah, I still have that.
Yeah, I have it too. I played it for a couple minutes and then I was like, what? And then they
I'm
told
glad
us
I
to
got that.
create
Go
one.
grab.
I'm glad I had that gifted, and then I could revoke the gift. So it was
Fine,
no
Holdfast.
cost to
We
me.
haven't played that in a long time, but I didn't mind that game.
I have that
I'm down
game.
to play it again.
Literally 0% of.
I think if you guys if you try to really do what Grav did and try to tell Good and Co to play it, I think we'll
We
play
did,
it.
and I think they ignored us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm saying if we have like 10 people say it instead of Grav like every day.
Yeah, except I don't want to play it.
I think
I'm
that's
sa-
also what happened. I think Grav tried, and then 2 said that, and then Grav gave up.
I'm talking about the guys who said why haven't we played that in a long time, aka Raid alone.
I don't care about playing it with Co in them.
Yeah, I'd play it with them.
I'll play it with whoever wants to play it. It doesn't have to be Co in them night. I can tell you right now, for a long time, for the foreseeable future, the 2 games we are going to play on that night is going to be either
7 Days to Die and Minecraft.
Minecraft or 7 Days to Die.
Yep, and I don't want to play either of those.
Well, 7 Days to Die, there's still... I mean, we only play every few weeks, so there's a lot of...
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
work to-
Yes, but
Also, I haven't played it, so I
game
really
is
wanna
almost
play it,
identical
so.
no matter what.
What, Trace?
I'm saying I haven't played it. This is my first time actually doing it. Well, you guys have already like played it a few times.
This is my
so.
second time playing it, but it's still fun for me. I actually enjoy because of you guys that are new to it. Makes it that much more fun for me. Living
Yep.
in a group with the guys that don't know and are figuring stuff out is fun for me. I'm living vicariously through you.
and I'm doing my own.
Since I have to stay at home and cook now all the time.
Yeah,
no,
you know.
I do it as a group.
Again, by the way, I said when we started this, I'm not going to be the cook, and I'm the cook.
I did the 7-day horde with you.
Well, I
But-
wanted to become
Built
the
shotgun
mech
in that.
man, and now I've become hunter gatherer.
Yeah, well, that's because food. Yeah, that's a problem with that game. You have that many
They
people.
should have turned food up. Or something like that, because we're not going to get food until we get more people searching. And the thing is, everyone searched everything.
Yeah, they should have
And it
turned the
takes forever for
respawn.
stuff to respawn. Yeah.
Need to
Yeah.
turn that down. There's not
Anyway,
enough. For that.
sorry, it's just off topic. That's a different podcast.
It's the dive cast.
Well, that was everybody. So,
I didn't say my game. Yeah.
oh, you did. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I thought it was
Wolf.
Rainbow.
Okay. Well, Oh, I didn't say rainbow. You said rainbow. Whoa. Let's make this known.
This is I was like in my mind and going, Trace is like the biggest freaking Rainbow fanboy ever. What the hell? Well, it's between
not
Flynn
as
and Trace.
late.
It's like Flynn first and Trace is like right behind him.
Not as
In my
late,
mind,
as
at least.
late. It's I'm trying to think. What is like the game? Sorry, this is gonna give me a second here. Well, technically, maybe I should say game that I played for like 20 minutes. Is that okay? Or
I guess.
I played what is it? The Don't Starve. I played it for a class, for an essay for class, and then I just never played it again.
So
Hold
here's
on.
a question for you:
It's
if
the
we
essay.
started Don't Starve, like a group of us playing it, would you play it?
Probably not.
So, did you play Don't Starve or Don't Starve together?
Don't starve.
Don't
Although that is
Starve.
different.
Yeah, it is different. And also, what is
Yeah.
this essay topic?
I once did an essay on Twitch.
Well, I can kind of understand that as like a social.
Yeah, it was social language.
I
Like,
did it for an
common
English.
language. that
I did
people
it for an English class, and it was like do like a media, like on a media thing, right? Like a project or something, like do a project on that or whatever. And I talked to my teacher. I'm like, "Is this cool if I do it on this video game? It's like this," and I explain it to her. She's like, "Yeah, that sounds cool. Do it." And I did it. I think I did a pretty good grade on it too. But I kind of regret getting it because I didn't really care too much about it, and I still don't. But I knew I could do well enough to make a good essay out of it. Will I play it? Probably not. But I don't know. Maybe. Is there a way we can get like all of us on a silver?
Yeah, I can do it on mine.
I don't think there's
Maybe.
a cap on it.
I'll have to think about it. That's something I would have to think about.
So the
more in
only
detail.
issue with a lot of people.
Dun dun dun.
Actually, no.
Wow.
I actually saw a decent sized group, and again, if you actually get decent sized or a decent amount of food, if you get one person actually dedicated for it. The problem is, yeah, early on, and again, if things don't go well, people will die, and that'll definitely
Nah,
hinder you.
death is fine.
But yeah,
life.
I think you can. I think food's not really the biggest problem in that game. I think the most problem is people staying alive.
Isn't the game called Don't Starve?
Yeah, but the
Don't
same thing is
starve.
with like oxygen not included. Here's the thing that people don't get with oxygen not included. You're when you get the alarm that says insufficient oxygen generation, it's not that you don't have enough oxygen. It's just that the previous cycle compared to this one, you just generate like what 1 gram less oxygen, and that's basically that's basically the warning of oxygen not included. But you don't really like I've seen Ko, let's say, do his oxygen run, and he literally had only like 1 oxygen diffuser or whatever, and he was able to survive because that thing he was just opening up the area and getting the oxygen pockets. So he really didn't need to generate that much oxygen.
That's a game I wish I played more. Like I haven't. I wish I was just like more like I don't know what the correct word is, but like patient.
Yeah,
those
that's
kind
the
of games.
problem. Like, I have that and RimWorld, but I can't. Like, I wish I could play them. I just can't sit
Time
there.
acceleration.
They're not. that's still not fast enough for me.
I know.
I get lost in them.
Like, oh, here's a game that I wish I could play because I love watching people play it, but I can't play it myself.
I like
City
I like
Skylines.
Ooh, Skylines is good. I love
I
Skylines.
wish I could get into it. I love watching people play it. Whenever I start to play it, I get horribly bored, which I'm so annoyed at because I used to love SimCity, but I can't stand playing Skylines. I love watching it.
I love bullying the shit out of my citizens.
Oh yeah, let me change that. I can't stand playing it correctly.
Oh yeah, right.
Like,
I got you on
actually
that.
building the city.
Cheat, don't cheat.
Oh. I think this should be well known. I'm a cheater. I prefer playing games with cheats.
I prefer playing games with save files.
I
'Cause, like,
couldn't
if
be
the
your
game never
legal
screws you
counsel.
over, I understand. So I'm gonna save scum. I don't care.
I could never be Two's legal counsel.
Why?
Because you have admitted to wanting to kill somebody on a video recording and live and everything, and now cheating.
Yeah,
In
Would you
game.
like to talk about the time you robbed the
In
bank?
game.
in video games.
Well, you
as
see
said,
this last week.
games.
This bank, they were
See,
just
Uncle
asking for
Ronald.
it.
Mm-hmm.
What
They
you
just
see,
left the
Ronald,
money
man?
sitting out there.
Yeah.
He's not a psycho. He's just misunderstood.
Well, we got the psychologist in, and Trace just said he's not a psycho. He's just misunderstood.
You see, Ronald, he's not a homicidal maniac. He's just,
What if I said this? I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every minute of it.
That's why. Why have you said these things? You are Hannibal Lecter.
You're not really helping the case here, too.
I will say this: I will never cheat on multiplayer games. Only on single player.
You
Yeah, I
cheated
hope
on
everyone
Phasmophobia.
agrees with that.
Yeah, that was with your guys' permission.
Was it?
No, it wasn't because you hopped in, you forgot you had your cheat on, and it added the money to it.
So it
Yeah,
was a little too late
was
then.
Yeah, that was that one. But the thing is, my cheat thing only works if it's a single player game. So apparently, they think Phasmophobia is single player.
Well, you can go in. You can play on single. I played solo before. Solo.
Then I guess.
Yeah, that's how you have got them fucking levels.
then I
Has
guess
that-
that's
Oh,
why they
no.
consider
Has
it.
Has everyone said that the game that they regret getting?
I've been given a lot of games that are or gotten free games that I haven't played, but most of the games I buy myself, I play. I did get Lego something. Lord of the Rings? One of those. I can't remember it, but I play it like every once in a while just to kill time. Because it's just one of those games that, like, I call it a lip diddling game. You don't have to think about it, you can just do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't
I-
regret it, though. I mean, it's fine.
I got gifted Civilization 5. I guess
Mm-hmm.
when y'all were playing it and stuff, and
Oh, yeah, I got that and didn't play it very much.
I
That's nice.
still haven't learned how to play that game.
yeah, I tried
don't
playing it by myself and I couldn't figure it.
Don't worry, I've been invited to play like just a few people, and we never set that up correctly. They
Yeah, I played with you guys, and I'll
Well,
be
you guys
honest.
are doing mods, right?
DLC stuff.
we're doing a few. Okay, I'm talking about when it was Flynn and Gav wanted to play. They wanted
Yeah.
to do. They wanted to do 3 versus AI. They wanted to do team one, and my mod didn't work. And I said, okay, that's fine. And then I was like, okay, what? And then for 2 days back to back, I was like, hey, what time do you guys want to play? And they never answered. So I was just like, okay, well, I won't play Civ then.
Well,
They
see,
will-
there's
they will
a
push me.
regret because I bought that game to play with you guys. I had a free version I got from somewhere.
I am down to
And-
play. I just want to play a quick, like, few hour version. I do not want to play a day event.
Like
Well-
just a demonstration
Okay,
game.
so I was gonna
figured out
say
from
is-
Tuesdays who not to have play.
What?
So we have figured out from Tuesdays who not to have play if you want a short game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll tell you, I made it quick, but I had no freaking clue what I was doing
Well,
that whole game.
If you
I
guys
was just
same.
saying, I was just clicking buttons. Okay, that
I
looks good.
knew that there was win conditions, and I knew that you didn't want to get wiped out, and that's it. And tiles, and that's it.
if
I
you
kept
guys
building
want-
troops and moving them around. That's what I did
we-
the whole time.
What if you guys want to do one day? We can play like a 3-hour Civ game, and just do like the beginning hold of it, and then that way you guys
Just to
can
make
roll.
sure you know what you're doing is correct, because there's
Well,
a lot.
yes, we could do it with people who haven't played Civ, just so it's fair, and then we can do like just a 3-hour version, and then we all agree just to do that 3-hour, and then we wait it after, and then we can play another one another day.
Yeah. And here's the other thing I do too. I think this annoys some people in this group, and to be honest, don't care that much. 'Cause this is my personality. The more somebody takes a game serious, the more I'm gonna fuck around in it.
Yeah,
I'm
The
like that.
angrier you get,
I
the
can
more I'm
tell
gonna
that.
fuck with you.
I can tell that when we were playing at tabletop games with
Uh-huh.
Zabreski,
Uh-huh.
like, or even with like TTT, like
Yeah.
you don't need to take the game that seriously.
Nope.
Yeah,
I think Trace with TTT, that's his biggest problem is some people take it too serious, and I'm always for just fucking
I'm
around.
always playing
Hey.
and fucking around with explosives.
There is points when I get on a killing spree and then don't ask
Yeah,
me to remember. I'm
Like,
just
I do
killing.
try.
At that point,
I do try, because otherwise the fun gets ruined if you don't
Yeah.
try. But I'm
me
also
and Trace
gonna
have
goof
done a
around.
couple things where we stare at each other, one of us dies, and we're just like, what
Well,
the fuck?
I'm fine if I die in that game. Like when we all peeing and doing something, and then someone ruins it, I get freaking pissed.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
trying
I
to
don't
have fun, and
very
someone comes over
rarely
and-
do I get
oh.
pissed in a game, even if somebody ruined something I was doing, especially a game like that, because I'm like, I'll do it again next time.
I'm just
Sorry,
trying-
Ray.
Stepping away for a
I'm
second.
just trying to have like
What'd you do to me?
fun, but when people like sweat in TTT, that's when I get mad.
What did you do to me, Lo?
Your gold.
My gold. When was this? See, I can't even remember. My brain has wiped it.
We tipped it to the winch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one
When
game.
you and Trace and
killed
Atrasky teamed up on me the first game, and then it kept pissing. I think it was either Trace or Atrasky. Every time they bring it up, I'd just be sitting there trolling, going, "Well, if you would have teamed up on me, I wouldn't be out. If you would have teamed," and I knew it was pissing somebody off, so I just kept saying it over and over again because that's just how
Oh,
my.
I was saying it because I thought you were actually getting mad because of how
No.
much you were bringing it up. I'm like, damn,
No,
Ray,
because the more you thought I was getting mad, the more I want.
No,
you know
I
how
was
Good's
thinking-
a troll? That's how I am too.
I was
can't
just
help it.
making sure that you won't like
No,
actually.
I don't.
like,
Oh, don't get really mad. Even if you'd have teamed up on me, it's part of the game. I tried to get Lone to team up on you guys, and it didn't work for us.
Don't worry, game 2, he fucking completely annihilated me off
Yeah.
the map.
I think you made yourself an enemy on the first game. Like,
Okay,
Trace can
I'm
play
sorry,
this game.
I'm sorry I won. Like, the
Well, it
first
was like a
game.
thing of everybody went, wait a second, he can actually kill us all.
Alright, well, I think we've talked enough about games that we regret. How about games that haven't come out yet? What about 2021 releases? Does anyone have any big games that they're really wanting to play? Or even will allow DLCs or anything like that.
The Doom Eternal DLC, I know for sure.
Really?
That.
Was a Doom DLC?
First DLC hit, I think last December. It was called Ancient Gods Part 1, which is basically 3 new missions, and it extended the storyline and explained what happened after you complete the story. The second one is going to be a continuation of the first DLC, and it teased a bunch of good stuff. I was watching the stream the stream, sort of in the middle in the beginning of this podcast. The game director, Hugo Martin, has been talking about that, and he's been doing a playthrough of the main campaign. So, yeah, it's been a bunch of stuff I've been interested in. Most I've been interested in is I hope they do stuff in battle mode, because that's like the multiplayer for Doom Eternal, and it's not the best.
Is that the 2v1, 2 demons against...
2v1 Slayer versus 2 demons, and the problem with that is, like, recently there has been lag issues, but some of them have been fixed, but majority they got rid of like 2 mods that were causing major lag, and people were really upset, obviously. But yeah, I'm just waiting for that. Probably gotta be near February.
Is the DLC free, or do you have to pay for it?
That's the thing. I think they said in like the Steam page or somewhere, I heard that the DLC is actually free, but the game isn't. So I don't know how that works.
Well, what about the false DLC? Was that free, or was
Yeah, I
that
think
paid?
that was free. I think that was
Okay.
free, but I'm
It's
not sure if you can actually get
probably
it.
gonna be free. If the first one is free, the second one's probably gonna be free. I think it's better to do it that way if you want to buy the game, but then DLC is free. But I also am fine with free games, and then you have to buy for like content updates. I think that's fun. But I don't think you should buy the game and then buy the content updates. I think that's bad. But anyone else have any? We have Doom. I personally want to get into Doom, but I've already watched people play it, so I'm not like.
You'll learn a bunch of stuff. Like there's definitely the Twitch group that I watch is called IDDQD, and they have a bunch of people that are also a part of the Discord. And there's a Doom community. There's the one called Spicy Demons, which is for battlegrounds stuff, but there's also for the speedrunners and just basic people that play all the old school Doom games.
I never
It's really
played
nice.
the old school Doom one, so I don't have a single opinion on that. Other
See
than
them.
I
They're
know
nostalgic to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone else have any games coming?
I haven't really.
What was the question?
No.
Any
Would you have
games
any-
coming out
yeah,
this year that you're looking forward to?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm kind of Arc. I don't know if it's this year. Arc 2.
Arc 2.
Was that
Oh,
was that this
dude.
year? I don't know.
Don't know. It should be. They announced it.
So I was
It's-
really big into the first Arc, but I just played it so much that I just got tired of it. So I'm kind of excited to see where Arc 2.
I think it is coming out this year.
I know they announced it during the Game Award, or I know we watched it
Yeah.
together.
Yes, the Game Awards. The Last of Us Awards, yeah.
The red one. Yeah.
My personal game that's coming out this year, and I forgot it's coming out this year. I thought it was coming out next year. It was announced It was announced not the last Game Awards, but the one before. It is Ghostwire Tokyo. If you guys remember what that is.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I don't know what it is though.
I forget her name, but there was the presenter was memed for a while. She was presenting and she had a thick accent, but she was making like a lot of gestures and like
Yeah. I've heard of this lady.
I follow her on Twitter. She actually posts really a lot of good stuff. She works for another company now. But Ghostwire Tokyo looks really cool. Like the trailer they showed, it's pretty cool. But then they finally showed gameplay this year. Last year. Sorry, I forgot. I'm 2021 now. But yeah, it comes out this year. I'm very promising of it. I mean, it looks very promising. It's another single player game I think I might enjoy. Well, this one's
It's October release.
It is October? Well, that's
Yeah.
probably good timing because it's kind of a psychological horror game from what I'm. Well, psychological, not maybe horror, but those like demons and like ghosts and stuff like that.
And dinosaurs.
No,
Nice.
no, yeah, no, Vin Diesel. No family. This game is not family approved.
No, I was saying like Jurassic Park.
Oh no,
Jurassic Park's a horror game. I mean, movie. These are words.
is it
game.
classified as horror?
No,
Oh,
Good
no,
Code thinks
I-
it
Here we
is.
go. Here we
I was going to say if it was, I don't think it is. I think it's
It
I
might
don't know
be
if it's science
thriller, sci-fi thriller, maybe.
sci-fi.
I mean, there's some parts in it that are like really interesting, but I wouldn't classify any of them as horror.
It's definitely action.
But no, it's like a good code meme.
Huh, I've actually never heard of them discussing that, but
Oh, you can have.
anyone else
If we
have
could
oh,
find
yeah.
the clip.
I'm sure there's a YouTube clip of it. But yeah,
Okay,
it made Cole mad. If I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Does anyone else have any games? I don't mean to derail that, but
Mm.
maybe we can extend. Maybe do you have anything like movie wise?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
movie-wise,
But it ties into other things. That
I know that. Ray, how about you go last? That way we can tie it in. Lone Grim 2.
I mean, it's not a
No.
movie, but
Any piece of
Media franchise.
media, yeah. Well, not franchise, but any piece of media, game, book, movie, TV show.
Nope.
this year.
I do have one that's not related to the other one, which is Dune looks good. The movie.
Yeah, Dune again.
Yep. Second time we mentioned Dune.
I
this
will
podcast.
say,
Dune, D-U-N-E.
I know. No. I know. We said Dune last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
did we?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why we had Doom versus Doom. I mean, Dune versus Doom.
Oh, yeah. Because you guys kept thinking we were saying Doom.
I will
Yes.
say I saw something that I'm curious. And I don't know when it's going to be released, but I don't think it's going to be good because it's another something based off video games. Fallout TV show.
Oh no.
Right, that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes.
When is who's making that? Do you have any idea? If
Oh, hang on. I saw it just recently. If I can find it really quick, I'll let you know.
sure, yeah. If sorry, Grim and Lone, do you have anything?
Well, it's a TV series, but The Witcher season 2 comes out
Oh, yeah.
sometime this year.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
Excited for that.
I can get into that. like
I
that
might
show.
start the first one. I'm trying to watch another series, but I'm not. I don't know. It's really it's interesting.
If
As
They,
somebody
uh,
that never played that game or read the book or anything, I was very surprised by how much that show got
The-
me interested.
the jumping around with time kind of confused me because I didn't know what was going on. But if you go and play the game and then rewatch the show, you really catch on to like all the different characters and all that.
Maybe I should do that.
So the Fallout is made by the people who made Westworld.
Ooh, I don't. Oof. I still hearing about a video game adaptation is always like a coin flip because it's either going to be like really good and it's like a surprise, or it's like, oh yeah, we knew that was trash. Like a lot of anime series are being adapted to real life and it's been not good. Like the
I mean, look at
Last
Sonic.
Airbender.
Last Year Roll and Death.
Oh yeah.
Was Ghost in the Shell an anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
That
Oh,
went real
serious?
well, didn't it?
yeah, Ghost in the Shell. I don't know if it was a manga. I don't know if it was a book or manga, but I know it was definitely a series. And then
I know that
movies.
went real well. That movie.
I fucking when I saw that, I was so disappointed. 'Cause I love Ghost in the Shell.
So it doesn't say when it's going to be released, but it does say that it's going to be an Amazon exclusive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's so much doubt like in my mind about
Yeah.
this.
What was Was there? I found a show on accident on Amazon that I actually enjoyed.
I also found one on accident. Has anyone hold of Sweet Home on Netflix? It's a Korean zombie show.
Oh my
No.
god, I just saw HBO is planning to make The Last of Us TV show.
HBO is also releasing all of their movies this year on the streaming service and in theaters.
Well, that's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. But they're releasing on HBO Max, which I find interesting as far as like
A show that started this week, American Gods.
Yeah, you watch that?
Oh yes,
Is it good?
yes.
Who's that on?
Stars.
Oh, I don't know if I have stars.
I don't have stars.
Listen, as your legal counsel for everybody here, I'm telling you, stop saying what you're saying.
I didn't say nothing.
Lone,
I just
Lone,
don't
do
have
you have
stars.
Lone, do you have a show?
Yeah, American Gods.
Oh, that was your show. Is it already out or?
It started this week. Season 3,
Okay.
2.
All right.
Hate everything.
Do you have a game as well, or is it just a show?
I've been too busy. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
besides with everything we have going on and then work and all that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
And
that is a very fair.
Any is I tend to not look at the news ever.
That's also fair.
And that I just don't. Like surprise me.
Oh, it's just one of the people that's like if something cool pops up, just I'll take that.
There's a
Yeah.
couple.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah, that's coming out here. When did they say they're going to release that?
I can't remember.
May or June? It's summer, isn't it? I think.
Well, Ray, I think we'll all ready, or you can go ahead and I'll let you segue us into
Marvel
topic.
stage term, whatever the fuck they call their stuff. Phase. That's the word I was
Phase.
looking for. Phase 4 is starting basically, depending on where you live, like tonight. at midnight if you live in Pacific time. I don't know why Disney chose that as their release time.
Because they're based out of California.
Well, I guess so, but is Disney World the headquarters or Disneyland?
California was the first
California.
one.
California
Yeah.
is where the animation studio came
But
from.
I would imagine their headquarters is their biggest one, right?
The
It doesn't
Florida,
matter either.
the Florida one only is like the
Yeah.
resorts and folks.
Anyway, see, WandaVision comes out tomorrow. I'm interested to see what they do there, because I'm going. Okay, 2. I know you haven't seen it, so if you
It's
don't want any spoilers,
I'm one of the people that actually I prefer knowing everything that's going to happen before watching something.
That's just
Ooh.
I can't stand watching things if I don't know what's going to happen. So
I'm-
go ahead.
I'm a-
spoil it.
I'm a
actually,
half
there was a
and half.
study that said most people are like that. Secretly.
Yeah.
I'm a half and half. I only look on some series just because I already know what's gonna happen, so I just want to confirm my bias or not.
Let's see, WandaVision. If you've not seen the advertisements for it,
It looks
it's
interesting.
Wanda Maximoff for Scarlet Witch.
Wait, hold on. Spoiler alert for anyone who wants to do this on the podcast, who's listening. Spoiler.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Ray.
So you know, on Endgame, how that all ended. With
No.
Vision dead and everybody dead and all that fun, sad stuff. But yet you see Vision in this show, right?
Yes.
Like in the advertisements for it.
There,
So my thought, in theory, I'll be one of them theory people now, is that this is like her like having a mental break because of what she's lost. I mean, she lost her brother in Age of Ultron. She lost Vision.
lost her parents very
Lost her parents very young.
Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that.
Why?
Because you know who her dad is, right?
No. Ooh, yes, I do, but we'll not talk about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But
anyway,
I
I'm
don't.
looking this up on my side. You.
It's God, what's his name?
Magneto.
That's it.
from
Yeah.
Oh.
X-Men.
Yeah. This is. Oh, by the way, this is probably that Disney did buy the rights for X-Men along with all of this.
yeah.
Mhm.
So this is probably going to be a tie-in for that too, to bring them into it. But I don't care about X-Men. To be honest,
Only 2 people I care about: X-Men, Wolverine,
who's
and
dead?
Deadpool.
Who's not dead?
Colossus is my guy.
Anyway, so I think that this is her, and she's one of the few Marvel superheroes that can kind of bend reality to her whim.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's her having a mental break, and that's why Vision is alive in it. It's because
that's what
she's
they talked
bending
about the show
reality.
being about was
Yeah. Well, they're not very clear on the show, and it does show where they it starts in a black and white kind of sitcom and goes like to the 60s to the 90s. So there's a lot of time hopping.
Yeah, and there's
Well, I
also
know they got commercials.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that all works out.
I also saw from one of the trailers that this part made me laugh of Vision going and knocking on I don't know who it was, but probably because I don't watch Marvel. Anyways, someone's car window.
Mhm.
They freaking out, saying, "Am I dead?" And Vision's like, "No. Why do you think that?" And their answer is, "Cause you're dead."
Yeah, that's the friend that there was a thought saw thing. That's the friend that follows through. If you watch all of those advertisements, where they're jumping through time, she seems to be the only one that follows along with them. And there's theories that that ties back to the comic book of there was somebody that was helping Wanda Maximoff control her powers and shared a similar name. So that might be that character
Okay.
that knows that this isn't real.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting because this is the jumping off point. And then the next one is going to be Doctor Strange.
That
Universe of Madness, something of madness,
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness, and this is all supposedly supposed to tie into that. And then Winter Soldier and what the hell's the flying dude's name?
The Falcon.
Falcon, yeah.
Falcon. Sorry.
They have a show coming not long after this. I
Then
think.
they have Loki. They have Hawkeye, and then What If?
And then they also have Black Widow, which looks good too.
That's a movie.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
I'm talking about
Black
it
Widow
all-
was
it's
supposed
like-
to be,
Oh, Black Widow was supposed to be last year.
yeah, it was supposed to
Yeah.
be last year.
All this stuff has been delayed because,
So
and
was-
I'll tell you right now, Disney is probably not going to release straight to streaming like HBO and them are doing.
So I have Ray, I have some hot takes on this. If you want to hear my anti-Marvel.
Okay, let me guess. It's all for money because it's Disney.
No, I'll say first off, the only one of those I'm even remotely excited for. Actually, you forgot another one. There's another movie coming out called Eternals.
Didn't they used to have a show for Eternals at one point?
I can't remember.
Is that the teenage?
Well,
No, that's Runaways.
No, Eternals were the ones that are led by. Isn't Black Bolt is the leader and all that?
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. The ones that
Yeah.
their home was
they
on
have
the
a
moon
society.
or whatever.
Yeah, that was the original comic book. And Black Bolt couldn't talk because his voice would like destroy everything.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a TV show. I watched it.
The comic book's really good.
I don't think that's is that Eternals?
Isn't that Eternals?
The Inhumans?
Black-
I think Eternals.
That's
is different.
Inhumans. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Eternals
Yeah.
is the what's Eternals?
Eternals
remember.
is
Phase
an
5.
upcoming American film based on a comic race. I think they'll like they're all like I think they come from like space or something. They're like a spaceborne.
Is that the
race
brain
or something.
guys, whatever?
No, that was in Captain Marvel. What were they called? The ones that could mimic people?
Oh,
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember.
who's the ones that Stan Lee did a cameo?
This is
Mhm.
This is what
During-
the Eternals look like, by the way. Supposedly, from what I'm reading. I've never heard of them, but Inhumans is the one that I really wanted to see.
Has anybody seen the new New Mutants?
Well, Macy.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
Celestials were. Yeah, that's like getting way
Celestial.
into comic books. They're the ones that
the-
create the Inhumans,
alright.
and yeah, that's getting way into comic books.
Inhumans is the one I was looking about, but the other one that you actually mentioned is Doctor Strange. And the reason being is because I've heard from numerous sources that they're gonna have a gag in it. Well, all the Spider-Mans from all the movies are going to meet up, and there's gonna be a scene of them.
Yeah, because the multiverse thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Spider-Man had its own multiverse. It was the Web of Shadows.
Yeah. And isn't Spider-Man still not owned by Disney?
Well,
It's a joint venture between them and Sony at this point.
Yeah, the only reason I might say that is I really want to watch. I know it's not new anymore, but the second Spider-Man movie. But I don't want to pay to buy it, and I can't find it anywhere.
Is the second
So
one Homecoming?
yes,
Yeah,
Is that
Homecoming.
the one after Endgame?
yes, it happens like right afterward.
Have you seen Endgame?
No, but I know what happens.
Okay, because it's really important to see Endgame before that movie, I think,
Well,
Yeah.
I'll put
or
it
at
this-
least have a basic premise of
As long-
why it's important.
I know all the. I never watched all the movies, but I know how all of them end.
But that's the only one I'm excited for. But you want to hear my anti-take on this? Is I think I think Marvel's gotten too big, where a lot of the enjoyment for me is now gone. Is because I think leading up to Avengers was good, but then subsequently I think every movie after Avengers kind of just kept on getting milked a lot.
So wait, you're saying you actually like the Hulk movie?
I don't say I enjoy it, but like I appreciate
know what Hulk-
I appreciate it more than Thor like 8.
When you say Avengers, you mean like the first Avengers?
The very first Avengers, like when they all.
I
disagree.
cannot disagree with you more.
But
And
I
not only
think
that,
they started getting good at that point,
Yeah,
really.
how can anyone like the Hulk movie?
I would really like to finish my point. I'm
Okay.
saying, I very much like everything leading up to it, and them getting to that, and then I thought it was going to be less, like not like so many movies that kind of keep on popping out of the woodworks, but I think it was there was just too much in those two, like in between the Avengers. I thought they should be more back to back, but those in Spawn also didn't help that Age of Ultron was bad in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. It's a good filler.
Um,
That's all it is.
What about the
and
Hulk movie, though? Really?
I think almost every single either sequel or trequel of a lot of the movies, except for like Iron Man's kind of different because I feel like Iron Man's really good because of Robert Downey. But
Iron Man, like 2 and 3.
I
Two was
thought they will.
horrible.
I thought they will. Okay.
They're
Like,
ranked one of the worst. That and Thor, the second one, those
Right,
are real bad ones.
I'm not a super fan. I can't remember like this like the back of my hand like you can.
But I don't remember. I watched them about once a
I'm
year.
saying once after like the first Thor movie, every single time I take a Thor movie, I want to put a nail in my hand because it's
including
so,
Ragnarok.
I haven't seen Ragnarok. That's the
Oh
reason
my
why.
god, you've not seen one of
That's
the best
That's the
ones
reason
made.
I kind of refuse to watch it because there's just too much of them. I think that it's an oversaturation. It's not. I don't think it's specifically money. That's not my thing. Is those too much, and every time a new one comes out, it keeps on getting pushed and pushed and pushed. Like when Black Panther came out, I was like contemplating on seeing that, but it kept on getting pushed, and it was like, yeah, you must watch this. I'm like, no, I don't have to watch it. I kind of want to, but then it just got pushed.
That's not that's like an internal struggle, not to hate on the movie thing. That's like I don't like people to tell me what to do kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying when Captain Marvel came out, there was a huge push for that, and I was like,
But
no,
you're
I
saying
really,
like Civil War's not good?
I haven't seen Civil War. I don't want to see Civil War. It was so like I think they overdid their movies to a lot of people that wanted to legitimately see this didn't, excluding you, Ray.
Okay,
But
let's do a real quick poll of the people here, just for curiosity's sake. How many have seen pretty much all of the Marvel movies up to this point?
Me.
Use that inquire like
I mean, you don't have to see everyone, but like
80 to 90%, let's say.
yeah,
Like
like
I haven't seen
after
Ant-Man,
Avengers.
I haven't seen Black Panther, and I haven't seen I think something else. I don't remember.
But you saw
Maybe
all the
more.
Avengers movies and all that.
I haven't seen all the Avengers. I have seen
Well,
all the
too, I hate to
individual.
tell you this, you're a weird exception as well.
No, hang on. Let me say this. I've seen every individual character's movie.
Okay.
I've seen all the beginning ones.
Well, I'll admit,
every...
as a Captain America fan, the first Captain America movie, not the greatest.
Okay,
Oh,
we talk about the Hulk movie. Really.
Hold on, let Trace finish his point, too.
Okay, then we'll talk about the Hulk.
I think all the first movies for all of the major ones was fine. I've seen a few of the like sequels for them. Again, said I've seen all the Iron Man. I've seen all like the lead up ones. I've seen all the Avengers ones. I just don't like that there are so many though like kind of side characters. I'll be honest. I think Black Panther and Captain Marvel like they aren't the main Avengers to me. Like the main core of like Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man. Yeah, even Hawkeye, Black Widow. Even though I don't kill
I
for
could
both of them.
technically eliminate Hawkeye and not be that upset.
It's funny. I feel like I like Hawkeye more than half the other characters. To be honest.
Really?
Just
One thing
personally.
I like about him is his bow and arrow thing, how it changes the head.
I personally, I just think there was just the oversaturation, and there was just so much of it, and it's just like once I like skipped a few of them, it's just it becomes so easy for me to skip these other ones that are coming out, and just go, yeah, I don't really care too much. I don't want to like all these side Disney shows that are coming out, like WandaVision. I just couldn't care less about like dedicating my time to go see that, even if it like was gonna tie into the overall, just like.
But as a general rule, you're the exception to the rule. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, as I said, a hot take. Here's my anti-Marvel thing.
As somebody
I think it's
read
just
these comic books growing up and thought and got a Captain America tattoo before there was ever a Captain America movie, or ever thought there would be, and was just some nerdy kid that read comic books, I can't tell you how happy seeing them all come to fruition as a movie, and having somebody like Kevin Feige, whatever his name is, the producer that's been behind all of this, having one guy as like a central point. I couldn't imagine how bad it would have been if all of them would have been run by different people and try to come together. So I think that's the problem. Like DC. That's about DC's having that problem right now. They don't have a Kevin Feige to kind of guide them. Go, hey, no, we kind of need to keep the storyline kind of running through it.
This is a thing where I am not a hardcore fanboy. this is something I've just growing up. I've listened to DC. Again, my biggest comic book people that I really liked, well, Teen Titans, because I liked the old show growing up. And that was like my main superhero. Also, I just think there was too much superhero movies in general because I think Marvel puts out too many, DC puts out too many bad ones, which are most of them.
I can say a bad one.
I think
which are
I
most.
don't hate
Dark
that.
Knight
You know,
and
DC
Joker.
gets a lot of shit, but I don't. As much as I'm a Marvel fanboy, I'm okay with most DC movies.
Okay, what about
just-
Green Lantern?
Super Dog?
Oh, okay. I said most.
I just think there was
Shut down.
extreme oversaturation on the market, where there was just too much, and it's just like I almost just don't care about superheroes anymore.
I do like that there's been a year gap. That's made it nice. Over a year now at this point, actually.
But I just
When did
it's my
Spider-Man come
personal
out? Because
take.
that was the last Marvel movie, right?
I think that was 2019.
I mean,
Okay, that was
in a
definitely
way-
That was definitely 2019 because nothing came out 2020.
Yeah.
That
So
could
it's been,
uh,
over, it's been
that
a
was
year. That's kind of nice.
that was
kind of makes
only-
it new.
that was early
2017.
Huh?
No,
2000
no.
Yes, Homecoming is 2017.
Homecoming. No, let me look up the Spider-Man
I
movies.
am looking at it right now. It says 2017.
It's lying.
That might be the first one then.
It says Homecoming.
I think Homecoming was a different one. Let me look it up.
Yeah, it's
Far From Home, it's 2019.
far from.
Oh, Far From
Homecoming
Home
was
was the second one.
Yes,
Ah.
Homecoming was the one
first.
with the other Spider-Man, wasn't it?
No, Homecoming is the first one with what's his name?
Yeah.
The new Spider-Man. I forget
British.
his name.
Tom Holland.
Yes, Tom Holland. Which I
Yeah,
think
When,
Tom Holland does a pretty good job at
Oh,
Spider-Man.
he does pretty good at Spider-Man. I'll give him that.
when can we talk about the horrible Hulk movie, though?
Ever.
Okay, yes.
Go ahead.
Yes,
What?
too. It's not good.
Okay, hold on, hold
Do
on.
you-
Which Hulk movie is it? Talking
The
about?
one that
Are
apparently
you talking about Hawk, the Hawk,
the
or
Incredible Hulk.
The Hulk.
Red.
Can't remember the names of
Delicious.
them. One or two. There's
The
only been
very-
2 Hulk movies so far.
well, there's Hawk and the Hawk.
It's The Incredible Hulk. That's the name of the movie. It
Second one.
doesn't have the same actor for Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's always been a problem with the Hulk. The Hulk's always been one of those characters that's very hard to do.
Not
Well,
only
that was
that,
the first ones before
Yeah.
they even thought
That's
about
also
doing
why
that.
they probably won't have Mark
this,
Ruffalo
this
make a
one
movie.
that I'm saying that doesn't have the right person is part of the Phase 1.
Is it?
I mean, they're talking about
He's
doing
canon
Planet
because he
Hawk.
has a cutscene
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is canon, but it was a mistake, and that's why they replaced him with Mark Ruffalo.
yeah, and not only that, you know how you were saying about it has the same director for all of them? That one didn't have the same director.
Not director, producer.
Or producer.
Kevin Feige is MC, the head of MC at Disney.
Mm.
I don't know if he'll be listed on there like that or where he'll be listed, but he's the one
Oh.
that's been.
He's the third person down in the producer list.
Yeah. So, the thing for me about Marvel, is there's been some hiccups along the way. Second and third Iron Man seem like here's a way to make more money off Iron Man. Those definitely sound like that because there were some plot holes in there that you could stick a semi truck through. Civil War seemed like a good movie because they kind of had to do something with Captain America after the first movie where it was like just a establishing story.
He should have been shot then.
Yeah, technically to follow the comic book, yes, he would have. But to follow the comic book, he would have come back too.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
it's
yeah.
harder to do in real life.
I have a huge thing about Captain America. If you'd like to hear that.
Do you hate him as well?
No. I hate Bucky.
With the
I hate-
movie Bucky or like the comic book Bucky?
Movie Bucky.
Why?
I hate Winter Soldier. I just find him really annoying. I just don't like his character. I don't remember why it's been years, but I just don't like his character.
I like that he's got more ghosts than Captain America does. Which, if you look at Captain America, he's got a lot of ghosts because he was frozen for many years, love of his life, aged and died. You know, it's a lot of ghosts.
I don't
Kind of
think
like that part of the movies. And
Mm,
Iron Man.
right.
What I hate, here's the thing I hate for Marvel. Here we go. So you saw the Iron Man movie. So you saw
Mm.
where he had like the breakdown and he blew up all his suits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
it's been
Do
a
you
long
know-
time.
Huh? Lone.
It's
I said not enough alcohol.
Well, that's it. In the comic books, when he had his breakdown, it was due to alcoholism, and he had to fight that battle. I wish they would address that in the movie. They didn't really in the movie. He just had like a breakdown over like PTSD or something. But I think that it would have been a better movie and a better plot line if you saw Tony Stark fighting alcoholism. I think that would have made a better story. Honestly.
Yeah, because that was a good
Yeah.
series.
Remember that was one of the first to illustrate something like that. That this super successful rich dude still has issues. You know, all the other ones have baggage that you could see mostly. Captain Marvel I have a weird exception with her too. I like her character. She's extremely overpowered for the group.
That's one I've never seen, and I want to.
It's a decent movie, but she's overpowered. She throws off the balance of the whole group.
No tongue.
So there is problems like that with. I'm not going to say it's a perfect series. I like Doctor Strange because of his thing, you know, and I like Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. I think that it'd been hard to find a better one.
And for about that Hulk movie, I'm saying it's bad, but it's not like it's so bad don't watch it. Watch it, yeah, watch it. It's not bad. It's just based on how it became after that movie, all the other ones are way better.
Yeah, that was like a stumbling block along the way.
It's like it's still a good movie.
I just think that's a good
part of the story.
I think Iron Man 1 is a good starting point because it was the one that kicked it all off.
Yeah.
I think Endgame's a good middle point, and I hope there's a good end point at some point.
Yeah, but now you're tying the X-Men. I mean, from
that's
like,
because it's
stuff
just
I've been reading. I mean, how do you think they're going to start tying it in? I mean, there's so many different things you can do with Captain Marvel, with you know, Scott Summers' dad.
Well, you're talking about the hell was the group? Not Immortals. What are they called?
Inhumans.
Not the Inhumans. The one, the movie that. The what?
I was talking about Inhumans earlier.
No. The one we looked up that was not the Inhumans that you thought.
Oh,
Eternals.
Eternals.
The ones that create them, you want to get into some weird lore, and this is the thing about comic books. What is it? Every 5 to 10 years, they basically just wipe the universe and reset. Really, more or less.
That's what I hate about comic books, though.
But here's the thing: they have to. But in a comic book, you can do that. You can kind of reset it. In a movie setting, it makes it harder.
I personally think a good series has a good start and a good end. Like, it should be clear defined. I think comic books just keep on going.
Well, you know, in comic book, like the Captain America comic book, Steve Rogers is not Captain America.
Yeah, I know, but they're still keeping the Captain America character pumping.
So you don't think a mantle can be passed on to a new person?
I think it can, but like it needs to be like done like in a good tone. Like, it shouldn't just like keep on running for like years and years.
So do you think Bucky? See, this is the other problem I had with Endgame. I think Bucky should have been the new Captain America. To be honest, I think he's more of a fit.
Who's the new Captain America?
Well, he gave the shield to what's his face? Flyboy. Falcon. I keep wanting to call him Hawkeye, but Hawkeye is a
Hawkeye
man that
can't
shoots
fly.
a bow when everybody has superpowers. He's a man with a bow and arrow.
I don't have a strong opinion on that.
And like, even the comics, does he have any superpower?
Who?
No.
Hawkeye?
Nope.
Bow and arrow guy.
He's almost like Bullseye on DC, where he just doesn't miss.
Okay.
I guess that could be considered a superpower.
He's more like Green Arrow, but
yeah, but you don't talk about as far as like not missing and being crazy. Yeah, Green Arrow's like that too.
Yeah, but
Green Arrow had money just like Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Green Arrow.
Also, I wish that they would have given Hawkeye the uniform from the comic books, the purple and green or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
With the tights and all that, and the crazy hat, that would have been hilarious.
His Robin Hood hat, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I know
from he had a mask with his little horn.
Mm-hmm.
Bullseye probably is even more accurate than Hawkeye, given the fact he can somehow curve bullets in midair.
Who can?
Bullseye.
Well, see, here's the other thing. Let's pivot to other superheroes off Marvel. This will make Trace happy.
No, I was gonna actually say Ray. I'll give you one guess. Which movie do you think? Okay, movie / character. Which one do you think is my favorite out of Marvel? You can think
Ant-Man.
about it. Grim says Ant-Man.
Venom?
Is that your guess?
Sure.
It is Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Hmm.
I was figuring Venom, Deadpool, something out of the line.
Wait, you
Yeah,
said this earlier.
You know,
I didn't think he said it. I thought two said he loved Deadpool.
Oh,
I said I like Deadpool. Yeah.
so I was reading something that I didn't catch until now.
Did you ever
from
play the Deadpool
2.
game? Sorry,
Yeah, I do own it on my PC and on my console.
I love that game. It's fantastic.
I know you can't get it
game.
anymore.
Sorry,
So
go
in
ahead.
Deadpool 2,
Mhm.
they kind of created another super villain, and I just didn't catch it. Anybody else catch it?
Who?
Which who?
Which one?
And Deadpool 2.
Juggernaut? Didn't they catch Juggernaut?
Yeah, no, they got that.
No, he was
but
still alive.
Juggernaut was involved in it.
In
It was
creating-
one of Deadpool's super villains.
Who? Like, you
Who?
give me specifics.
Evil
Nothing.
Deadpool.
What?
There's an evil Deadpool. That's
What?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
I'm
I've
When
seen
you
that
can
movie a
get-
couple times now.
Well, the way Evil Deadpool was created is they get a hold of his legs, after he gets ripped apart.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that until now.
Do you
Or,
think?
well, until I read
Oh,
about it.
that's interesting. I like seeing Juggernaut in it, and I actually like Domino in that movie. It was one of my favorite. Her kind of just stumble into luck thing was a fantastic kind of thing.
Evil Deadpool is a mix of various body parts of Deadpool and Deadpool himself, and also has 2 little right arms. The fuck?
Yeah, Deadpool's a fucked up character.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Evil Deadpool.
Both
Yeah,
of them.
well,
are-
just the whole comic book as the whole is just like somebody went, what's the craziest shit we can get away with?
like Deadpool's the character that knows he's a character in a comic book.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he breaks the fourth wall all the time,
Uh-huh.
which is why the movies are so good because he breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Ryan
No, it's 'cause
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah. Do you know he actually wanted? He like helped produce that. He went for that movie so hard. He
He
wanted
had
to do Deadpool so
He had to
bad.
make up for Green.
Yes. I like how he mentions that, and he actually, I like at the end of Deadpool 2 when
Yeah,
he's going
he
back
actually
and
goes
fixing the
back
timeline. He's like, oh, let me fix this. And he shoots himself when he's in X-Men Origins or Wolverine Origins. I love that.
You know, Ray, I'll test your superhero knowledge.
Oh god.
What character is a hero or villain that shows a part of Deadpool's name is one of my favorite characters of all time? Wait, hold on.
Life.
Sorry, wrong name. Never mind.
I was like, wait a minute, huh?
No,
I was trying to
never mind.
remember anyone that had death.
I-
Like,
Well, sorry, death. You say death?
or dead. I know Deadpool falls in love with death is a thing in the comic books and in the game.
I
and
thought
all
it was the other way
No,
around.
that's Thanos. Wait, Deadpool also falls in love with death?
No, he falls in like the female death thing. Deadpool's got
Yeah.
a weird
No, that's
brain
Thanos.
thing.
Thanos is
Yes. And
like that's
Thanos is the mad type.
yeah, but you didn't know that he's awesome. He's in love with death.
Yes.
That's,
Yeah, but
okay.
him and Deadpool are always going. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a whole thing where they kill each other and do stupid shit.
Okay, let's put it this way: you're very close with death. What character?
What's
Has
their
that-
main color?
Uh,
Black, I
two colors.
I assume black is one of them.
Black is one of them. It's a hero or villain.
I think I know it, but I want to see if Ray does. Is it not Marvel?
Deathstroke?
It's either Marvel or DC.
Yeah, I know what it is. And I think
if Ray gets it.
Grim just said it, but I don't think Ray heard. So
Deathstroke?
God. Yeah, it's Deathstroke. I wanted Ray to get it, not.
I was
Gordon.
thinking Deathstroke earlier, but I thought that wasn't Marvel.
yeah,
I,
that's DC.
for some reason, when I was thinking of the giving you the riddle, I somehow mixed up dead and death, and so I was thinking death shot, Deadshot.
Deadshot,
But
yeah.
it's not.
Which
But
is
yeah,
also
Deathstroke.
PC.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's Slade from Teen Titans.
Oh, I never even
Have you
thought
seen
about
the
that.
new Titans?
The
New
what?
Titans?
The movie or
It's
the
called Titans.
yeah, the actual
Titan.
movie.
It's an adult HBO series.
Is it? Is it any good?
Series?
Yeah.
Did they
I
have
used to
a
watch
Really?
Teen Titans a long time ago.
Did they have a movie?
No, I don't
like
think
a
they ever
live
written
action
a
movie.
Teen Titans movie or something like that. I don't think so.
I didn't know they had a series.
It's good.
Well, see, and here's the thing I was going to talk about with DC. DC catches a lot of shit, but they also make good individual superhero movies. Wonder Woman, fantastic movie. Second Wonder Woman,
Oh, I see why I didn't watch this. I won't watch this. One, it's on HBO. Two, it looks fucking awful from my point of view. It looks nothing. It
Have you
looks
watched
nothing what I want to watch.
Doom Patrol? Have you watched any of that?
I know of Doom Patrol. I can't remember who is in Doom Patrol.
Brendan Fraser is the main one. He plays the robot. What's his name?
I haven't heard him in a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's actually really good in it. It's
hold on.
actually a pretty decent. It's one of those ones where you watch it and half the time you're going, "What's going on?" And then you finally realize it. It's on HBO
Well-
too, so you won't watch it either.
Oh yeah.
It used to be on
I've seen it.
DC streaming service when they had that for a short amount of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I wanted to watch. I'm just not buying DC service.
But see,
Yeah,
like-
one of the ones I was thinking about, but
I see
Not
Batman
like that.
versus Superman get a lot of shit, justifiably for the theater release. But if you watch the director's cut of that movie, it's not. It's actually decent. It's not ridiculous, as it seems. As far as like new Batmans and stuff, I'm not upset by any of them. Well,
Well, what about who might be playing the new main
Oh,
Batman?
you mean older Batman, who was the original Batman? What's his name that played him a long time
Michael-
ago?
The original
Michael
Batman.
Keaton.
Lone is, you know who's playing the new Batman, right?
Oh yeah, it's what's his name? Sparkly Vampire Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He plays new Batman, and Michael Keaton might reprise the role of like old Batman, because that's
Mhm.
another mantle that's technically been passed down. To his boy Wonder there, Robin, who turns into Nighthawk, who eventually turns into Batman. See, the thing is, I used to have a roommate in the Navy that was into DC as much as I'm into Marvel. So, boy, you want to talk about some crazy ass talks for late into the hours of night. I mean, I have one Captain America tattoo. He has 2 full arms of every symbol of every DC character you could imagine.
So something I
So-
wish they would. I don't know if they've done it already. Batman Beyond, like a live action.
Yeah.
That's the one in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wish they would show Batman being more of a detective in most of his movies, and less of just a beat the shit out of people kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, what was the one with yeah, I don't even know his name. They started
Affleck?
with Joker, or they started with Scarecrow, and then the Joker.
Oh, Dark
Bane.
Knight.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was the Dark Knight series.
Yeah, but he was more of a ninja than a detective. He relied on technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did do some detective work.
Yeah, but all of them do some. But you always see it's like, oh, let me use this computer, boop, 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 or it's always Alfred going, doo, 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 doo. And I'm
Or-
like,
Oh,
in the comic books, you would see Batman like actually to do stuff and talk about it. You know, oh, this means this and this and this, and like when he was in the Justice League, he had a contingency plan for everybody there.
yep.
Like he had to like hold Superman captive at one point, but he had a plan for that.
I think he actually even had a plan for if he went crazy, they could do
Yes.
something to block him.
And that's what I kind of like about Batman is that his super like I do like that line in
Oh, I'm not wearing a hockey mask.
no, what's the one where they're all together?
You pass.
Justice. When the Flash asks Bruce Wayne what his superpower is, and he goes, "I'm rich."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good line, but that's not. Batman's rich, but he's also very intelligent.
Yeah.
So
Those
I don't know.
are-
I
yeah,
like the superhero. I like the aspirational aspect of superhero
It's
movies.
supposed to be a recut of that, like a 2-3 hour like version of it.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's supposed to do it. I'm interested in seeing that because I didn't hate that movie.
I thought it was okay. I just
Yeah.
don't like that they're using that version of Batman. I wish they used the Dark Knight one, but I understand why.
Yeah, it's kind of it's the same thing, but I don't mind the superhero when Superman became. I like this Superman a lot better than what's his name that did the one movie, only one. I don't know if you guys even remember that when they tried to reboot Superman years ago.
Mm,
It did
no,
not work.
I just don't like Superman as a character. I don't like a character who's like almost impervious to everything.
What about
What's
the guy
weird
that
is he
played?
didn't always used to be. He does have a weakness, and Batman does
know,
take
well,
advantage of it, which is a really good. I like
I
that
know, but
storyline.
he just seems too one-dimensional. I mean, I do like Henry Cavill who plays
Yeah.
him. I think he does a good job of playing Superman.
Yeah.
He
But
also
I
plays
Superman has the
like-
same problem. To
I
me,
just don't
Superman
like
has the same problem Captain Marvel has. They're almost too powerful.
And
Yeah,
then
I
there's
don't
the
like
fact that you can never make a Superman game that's actually good.
Yeah.
Because if you make it accurate, you'll never lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
you never
If you
lose.
don't make it accurate, people complain you aren't making it accurate.
Well, Superman didn't used to fly either. He used to hop
He
everywhere.
jumped. Yeah.
Which I think is the most like get that mental image in your head.
Yeah.
I'm off, and then he hops like a building away, and then he
Yeah.
hops
Well, the
again.
the wizard.
Yeah, it's like, are
It's
you
just
gonna
like the
skip
Hulk.
next? But yeah, the Hulk does. But actually, in the comic books, then you learn like the Hulk can almost fling himself into flight too. It's not quite flight, but he throws himself hard enough.
Which he does a few times in.
Yeah, he basically misses the. There you go. It's not flying; he's just missing the ground. That's a
Uh-huh.
line from some movie or book I've heard.
I think what the line you're saying is, it's not flying, it's falling with style.
Yeah.
Toy Story.
The actor you were talking about that played the other Superman that you didn't like, is that the guy that plays the Atom? DC level.
It might be.
He played.
Yeah,
He played Superman in like the old.
that's him.
In the old, what do you mean? They only released one movie with him.
That's him.
I
And
just
it's
can't-
not that
I don't
remember.
remember these movies. That's a long time ago that I watched those Superman.
It was
I-
before Man of Steel. Man of Steel is
Trace, the
one.
only reason I like Superman, for this reason alone, is when he goes crazy, he makes a really good villain because it's all much power he has and how
Okay.
you have to think around him.
Okay,
What about,
funny you say that because do you know the Injustice fighting games?
I know those.
Yeah, his Injustice 2, he's like completely evil.
Yeah,
and
because
that's like the main story plot, and that's I think is really
Who
cool.
else would?
yeah, and that's
be-
because and then Batman is like the one
there also
at least in
Darkseid
comic
in
book that
that?
had to take him down.
What about
Yeah, it all
Bizarro?
has to do with Darkseid and what do you call them? Boom tubes is what he called them and all that shit he used to do. Like Darkseid, people don't realize Darkseid, and they mention it. Oh, in Justice League, when the really bad villain who is not great, what was his name? Steppenwolf, like the band from the '60s.
Oh, yeah.
When he he says Darkseid at some point when he's dying or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a reference to Darkseid is like the Thanos of DC, and that's a mention that
Mhm.
he's gonna come.
He's coming.
That should have been the bad guy they fought,
If they're going,
or at least made Steppenwolf. I don't know. Steppenwolf is just not a really good villain.
I mean,
you know?
if they're going like the Moa route, or gonna make a lot of Justice Leagues, he needs to be the big bad
Yeah.
at the end. So
I don't know about just Steppenwolf. Just seems so.
also-
I don't know.
I'm also a big old like fan of villains, especially DC villains.
So do you like Steppenwolf?
I've never heard of him until the movie.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know
What
anything
do you
about
think of him in the movie?
I can't remember him. That's what I think about him.
Okay, that says a lot right there. What
Well, yeah,
about Lex Luthor?
I thought okay. What's his name? The actor.
Yeah,
that
the
played
comedian guy, the guy that usually does comedy stuff.
Jesse Eisenman.
Yeah.
I actually, not gonna lie, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't mind him. I think he does the crazy real well.
I thought it's actually a really interesting take to make him more like young tech and make him like that way.
Like young Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Yeah, like a young version of him where he's more like just complete asshole
Yeah.
and like very show and all. I think that's better because I think Lex Luthor without him, I think is a very boring character personally.
What was?
What about Bizarro?
Ooh, I love isn't Bizarro technically a zombie Superman or something? I can't remember what technically
Superman
Bizarro.
from another universe.
Yeah, that's it.
From the
No,
Green Lantern
okay.
universe.
What about what was the gorilla that was like a
Gorilla
super
Grodd.
intelligent?
Grog.
Yeah.
That was in. I only know that from Batman.
I love Grodd because he was super fucking awful in Injustice, and my friend plays him. So
I think that
Watched him on
not
The
not that they
Flash.
shouldn't not that they should introduce a gorilla that's super intelligent as a bad guy, but I think they could rework that to make a decent villain in the movie because of the intelligence part.
I think they definitely could make a Justice League movie about Grodd. I think Grodd's a villain that's good enough for that.
I don't
'cause they
know
can-
that he should be a giant gorilla. I'm just saying.
No, I think he should. He definitely should be like giant, like not like King Kong, but like
Mhm.
10 foot, like tall ape. You know,
I don't know. I
What
think
about
they did
Solomon
pretty
Grundy?
good.
Solomon Grundy.
Do you know the whole saying?
Oh yeah.
Something on a Monday, blah 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 blah.
Born on a Monday,
Okay.
christened on Tuesday, got married on Wednesday,
Sure.
grew ill on Thursday, got worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. That is the life of Solomon Grundy. Don't ask how I know that, okay?
The Batman game.
Yeah.
No, actually.
That's how I would have known
Batman.
it.
I can't-
Dark Asylum? Is that Asylum? Arkham Asylum or Arkham Island?
Yeah, there's one of them you fight him. I can't remember which one, but I think Grundy. I don't know if Grundy's. I don't think he's big movie.
No.
No. I wouldn't
He's
say
like he could be like minion material in a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely can be like minion. For
the only
some-
thing I liked about him that he was immune to Captain. Wow, the Green Lantern.
Is he?
Yes, because he's part of Wood, and traditionally the Green Lantern can't do anything with Wood.
Boy, there was a fuck up by the DC universe. Green Lantern could have been such a good character.
My big,
Such a good story.
I forget which. Okay, well, I love the Sinister Six from Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
but there is another big group that Lex Luthor forms of like group of villains. I can't remember what their names are. But they're like, let me look it up. Let me look up DC group of villains. Secret Society of Supervillains. I think that's what it is. It's either that, Secret Six. I can't remember. It's a lot of them. But there's like one huge group I remember from the old Justice League animated series.
Yes.
Yes, a
yeah.
long time ago.
I know it. I haven't watched it recently.
That's where I really got a lot of my superhero love from like that. Those
That's a
kind of-
really good series. That's a well-loved series too.
Yeah, one of the groups was like a big thing of the series, and I can't remember what it was, but I always liked big groups of villains facing off against Justice League. So I think Solomon Grundy can be like that level. He's teaming up with someone for like two total like movies. 'Cause I feel
If
like
I was gonna say Marvel missed the mark, that is where they missed the mark on the Marvel series. Is they maybe should have had Thanos and a few more bad guys that we would have recognized working together. Would have not been a bad idea.
a lot of the Marvel villains don't like to group together.
I
The
think they could though.
only ones that did are the Sinister Six. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're all anti-Spider-Man, which I think is great.
No,
But I think they could have bent it in the movies to make it that way.
What
So
about
it's not just one guy. You know, even though Thanos is enough on his own.
Or technically, Thanos has his little minions, but they'll not.
Yeah, but
like,
nobody, the minions were like blips on a radar.
I know. But does anyone else have any hot takes, about Marvel superheroes?
well, so
Go
in the
ahead.
upcoming movie for Spider-Man, really hoping that cameo with all the Spider-Man, kind of imitating that meme.
Sorry, I love the way you said Spider-Man's.
For Doctor Strange, by the way, for the Spider-Man movie.
I've heard that it might be in the Spider-Man movie as well.
No,
Really?
they're in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh shit!
Well,
Oh.
I'm hoping they imitate the
Yeah, 'cause-
meme. All the Spider-Man's pointing at each.
This all ties into the multiverse thing. I think all of these
Yeah.
stuff does.
I mean,
Yeah.
because you get
Are they
basically
gonna have
got two
Spider-Man?
multiverses.
Yeah, well, more than that for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying you got Doctor Strange's multiverse, and then you have Spider-Man's multiverse.
So here's the question: are they going to have Spider-Gwen and Spider-Pig?
Yeah, and
No.
what's that other spider? The one from Japan that had the robot spider.
Yeah.
And then Nicolas
Oh.
Cage is like dark
Yeah.
and moody Spider-Man. Yeah,
Spider Noir or something.
the Spider Noir. Yeah, I love that movie. That's That's honestly
Spider-Verse.
one of my favorite Spider-Man. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Spider-Verse is
I
good.
actually most movies I can't watch more than like 2 times without getting sick of them. I've seen that movie probably 8 times.
I
But-
think that's actually my last Marvel movie that I watched. I was like, yeah, this is really good.
That's why I haven't like Ragnarok kind of takes you out of it. There's a couple of them that take you out of it. Venom takes you as a separate one.
Oh,
Mhm.
Venom was actually I think criminally hate on Venom. I think
I
it's actually
love Venom.
decent.
I like it. It's a lot better than than the Spider-Man where they brought a Venom that was terrible.
Sony's.
Sony's, yeah.
Sony's. Well, I mean that's Spider-Man. I mean that whole trilogy was special.
Yeah. Well, the first one was that's really everybody claims Iron Man's the first superhero, but I think if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken, it's either Spider-Man or X-Men, and I want to say it's Spider-Man is the one that's is the starting factor.
of what? Of the
Superhero genre reborn.
I think it actually is Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think it's Spider-Man.
I've always thought X-Men and Spider-Man were their own.
Sorry.
I've
I
never
keep
been-
thinking of the last one
Yeah.
that what's his name?
Well, no, X-Men and
We
Spider-Man.
don't talk.
I mean,
We don't talk about those
What?
Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. No, they've tied in so many different.
Oh yeah, they've tied them all in because they bought them all. Well, except for Spider-Man. Wonder how
Oh,
that contract
okay.
went for Sony.
He thought they were separate universes.
No, the comics are all tied.
No,
But
I meant
what was,
separate from like the Avengers and all them.
What was his name that created all the Marvel, the head of Marvel that died not long ago?
Oh, I mean
Stan Lee, yeah.
Wow.
How do you not know that?
I know that.
You
I know that. I think I have assigned something from him somewhere around here, but I was blanking on a name. I was trying to think of the last cameo he made. Might have been.
He has a whole bunch stored up. They got a whole bunch of them
Yeah,
stored up.
they've
But
stored
the
a bunch of them.
last, let's put it this way: the last memorable one was probably Civil War, when he's the FedEx driver. All I can ever
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember.
think that was the last one.
for me,
Is
it was,
there a
it was
Tony Stank here? Tony Stank.
And then
and also the last one was the Spider-Man movie. where
Yeah.
he's- No, wait, not Spider-Man movie. It was the Spider-Man game. Well,
Yeah, he's
he was
the
sitting
Spider-
down at the restaurant,
Yeah,
and then he leaves, and then he's the little at the cashier.
Yeah, that man amazes me endlessly. Reading up on him and
It's a
stuff.
really good, it's a really good clip of someone of him in the recording studio that I might link after this for you, Ray, specifically.
That's one regret in my life is never actually meeting him in person.
I mean, it's kind of hard unless you happen to get him at a convention. And he's
Yeah,
not,
but he was well known for being very nice and spending a lot of time.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like unless you're unhealthily tracking him down.
Yeah, but just that would have been the one. Everybody's got a person they would love to meet, and that
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been mine for
Kendrick.
sure. There's other people, but him
Hey,
would be a good one.
Anakin?
what?
Did you say Anakin from Star Wars?
No, Anna.
Oh.
Do you want to meet Anna Kendrick? I can understand that. Why do you want to meet Anna Kendrick? You like her singing? You like her in Trolls?
Actually, I
haven't
have
watched
another.
Trolls.
I have a very good story, but I'll tell us another day. About the what is the movie she did, the acapella one?
Perfect.
Pitch
Yeah.
Perfect. Of course, Grimm's knows it.
You can the next
I'm my mouth shut over here
time we talk about like a story about like movies or something, I will let you guys know about that. But I'll say
How
that
about
from the podcast.
musicals? Does anybody hate musicals?
I've never been to a musical, so
Been to
Well,
one.
movie musicals or
I've
play musicals?
I've been.
let's put it this way, Ray. I didn't go for the movie. I did not want to go see this for the movie.
Well, no, not that. That's not. Well, I guess that is a musical, but that's not really a musical.
I know.
Talking
That
about,
doesn't
like,
meet the
high school
definition. Like
music.
Hamilton, there's a musical.
No.
Ray,
just
maybe
like
we
Superstar.
save musicals for another episode, Ray.
Maybe.
We get into that. 'Cause I think we're running
Once
pretty
ago.
low on time.
And I'm just gonna say one last
Mm.
heroes that are not related to anything, and see if you guys know them.
Okay.
Shark Boy, Lava Girl.
And on that
Related to
note,
terrible.
Hmm.
Aren't they redoing that?
No, they made
They
a
already
new
did.
one where there's their kids, and their daughter apparently is like her dad, that she has super strength, but is also like her mom, but in controlling lava, she controls water.
I won't lie, I watched it.
I
I
did
watched
too.
it. Well, I watched the old one. I haven't
I
watched the new
hold,
one.
I hold it's not
It's-
bad, but
It's not bad, no.
bad for a kid. But yeah, it's certainly something.
So I want to get Ray's opinion real quick also.
Mm-hmm.
What if?
Okay. What? What'd you say?
Isn't that
What
the
if?
one
What
of the
if?
series? What
Oh,
if?
I thought that was a question.
What if series?
Is that one of the series?
Yes. It's the what if comics. Will they go like, what if this character?
Oh yeah, it's how it's
Some
their
people.
get around to explore all the different timeline and weird stuff that happens.
Yes.
You know where I'm going with it.
Which
What's your
one?
take?
Civil War?
No,
Okay, where are you going with it? Because I'm real stupid.
zombies.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
What is
I
the
wish
what if zombies?
They're gonna do one zombie one.
Well, what about the one where the Creel invade and it turns out that everybody's a Creel?
That was Shield, wasn't it?
That was part of Civil War. That was like the start of Civil War.
I thought it was a Kree. I'm thinking the Kree.
Kree. Is it Kree? Yeah, I said Creel. Creel are little things that swim in the ocean.
Yeah, I'm like, Krill?
Krill.
The Kree, the guys
everyone-
that imitate. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Civil
everyone turns
War?
out everyone's just Krill and human body. The old.
Yes.
You know, it's like those little people in your head. It's just Krill.
This is Krill. They control every. You ever seen the Inside Out? It's actually Krill.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not little.
Krill.
They're all your emotions are Krill.
I'm
You
sorry.
get your sad Krill, your happy Krill.
It's all
Like-
Krill.
Plankton comes to my head.
Wait,
Yeah.
what part of Civil War were Kree in?
They're in the comic book.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
I was
the
like,
s-
I don't remember.
is it Skrull?
it's the end of the last of them.
Whoever can imitate, I can't ever remember which is which, but whoever can imitate people or anything, it's
I think
called. It starts
it's
off with
Skrull.
the
Krill. The Krill. The,
Kree are the ones that kill or fight the Skrull.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
Kree are the blue people.
The Kree is not Thanos, but Thanos' underlings, like
Yeah.
that one guy. That's the Kree, because the Skrull are the ones imitating
The
humans.
mimics, yeah. In the comic books, it starts with it. They're doing an invasion, and then the Superhero Registration Act comes out. And Captain America goes against it, and it all ties.
Wasn't it in Captain Marvel? Is
Yeah,
that who
that's
you're
what.
talking
That's
about?
who I think those
Yes.
were.
Yeah,
That's
that-
right.
they screwed that all that up.
Yeah, they just barely like. We're just going to use this as a plot point and move on with our lives.
So I'm gonna say one last thing before we tie this up. Ray, I will give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll try to watch movies. But where all most of the movies? Like, what streaming source are most of them on?
You want to know?
Disney
Plus.
yeah.
Cody.
All of them?
I think
Yes,
most of them.
Yeah.
all except Spider-Man.
Didn't Netflix had a tie on Endgame for a while, but I think that's finally over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've.
I'm actually going
That was
to.
before they released their.
I would tell you to like you are right on number 2s of most of those. Age of Ultron, not a great movie. Good filler movie. Good filler movie. Thor: Dark World, horrible movie.
I mean,
yeah, but
Age of Ultron. The only thing you need to know from that movie is Vision. That's it.
yeah,
Vision and
Wanda.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then in
I mean,
Dark World, you got the Aether.
yeah.
Ether.
Ether.
But you
Aether
could
or
just
Ether?
read about that without. Let's put it this way: just read a summary, and you'll be all right. For
It's an
that.
Infinity Stone.
I'll put it this way, Ray. The reason why I won't watch WandaVision is I hate both. I hate Scarlet Witch and I hate Vision.
Why do you hate Scarlet Witch?
They're extremely annoying. I find
Really?
them extremely irritating.
Sent through.
But on that note, we can go ahead and wrap it up here. Of Ray loves Marvel. You're
Mhm.
a Marvel fan. So if you
Unashamedly.
want to come see Captain America, and I'm very not I wouldn't say anti-Marvel. I just think I'm very unimpressed and I'm just tired of it. But we can wrap it up there. This is episode 2. This is the embarrassing story / Marvel episode. But if you want to come and watch these live for Boys Play Farming Simulator 2019, we have 2 people streaming. We have Lone_Wolf_ENT and also GrimReaperLP, both on Twitch. And we also will have this on YouTube, but you're probably listening to this if you're not watching it live. And this is episode 2 for the Sons of Bananas podcast. I hope see you again in a week for episode 3. Until then, this is us signing off.
Bye.
Bye.